Robot, we back at you again. Another banger. And they was hoping. Oh, see what's going on here. All right, we'll do that later. Robot, man, we in the building. Trying to see what the heck's going on, man. The algorithm it's real crazy right now. They just sent me something from YouTube. Robot, if you're coming into the building. We're experiencing technical difficulties. Can y'all hear me? Robot. Let's just switch to that laptop. Something's going on with the internet, man. Yo, give us a second. We getting set up, man. Peace. Something's about Zoom being updated. All of a sudden, a lot of stuff's going on. Let's get switched to that laptop.
We live. We lit, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah, they lagging me. Oh, crazy. Crazy, son. That shit crazy. I'm lagging. Oh yeah, they playing games for real. Hey, Rob. Yo.
Peace to the gods, peace to the queens and the gods and the goddesses.
Can you see me, Rod? I'm lagging like a mug.
Yeah, you got a glitch. There you go.
Oh, that was crazy, son. What the heck? Hey, some weird stuff that been going on, man, since we got
doing it again.
Huh?
Just start doing it again.
Oh yeah. See, look, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna kill the camera, man. I don't know what's going on with it. Oh man.
Go to that last clip I sent you. We're gonna open up with that.
The last clip you just sent me. Let's see. Yeah, are you talking about that little video clip?
About the pineal gland?
Yeah, I couldn't get it to load up, man. That's the problem on that one. That one right there was I tried to download it. I tried to do everything to get it off there. Let's see.
Yeah, if you can't get it, don't worry about it. It ain't that important. It's just something I wanted to share with you.
Oh yeah, they playing games. Look how they glitching the nigga, man. Oh yeah, that's crazy.
Did you log in yet?
Oh no, she ain't logged in yet.
Let her know we waiting on her.
Yeah, that clip, man. I couldn't get it to download. I had to go to my phone and show it on my phone in order to get it to play. Oh, let's see, because I couldn't download it. Hey, where you found that clip at? On YouTube or somewhere?
That's Instagram.
Oh yeah, see, if I would have got the Instagram link, then I could do it. Okay.
Don't worry about it. It ain't that serious.
Oh, okay. I
We
hit
ain't
it.
finna burn no brain cells on that. I got a headache already.
Right. All right, hold up. I think the sister's in now, Rod.
Let her in.
I already let her in.
Can you see me?
There
Something's
you go.
real talk, bro.
Yeah, the cameras is off because we was having glitches. Yours seem to be working all right. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay. I can turn mine off if I need to.
You don't have to. It's
I
her.
can hear you. Do you need me to turn? Do you need me to turn?
Yeah, your camera glitching too. You might as well turn it off.
Oh yeah, let's see. That's
Okay. Is it better if the camera's off?
Yeah, we got good sound quality, but the cameras is glitching, making it look like you doing the click, 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 click back and forth.
hey, you know something? They up
Oh,
right
okay. Cool.
before I did this upgrade, this thing, they upgraded my Zoom, and then all of a sudden now it's acting funny, and the screen went black.
Oh wow. Okay. We all good.
Yeah, we just gonna have to leave it right here on this right here, little picture. Oh man, yeah, some weird stuff going on with it.
We hot
Hot,
out there.
man. We live, man. We in action right now. Everybody waiting. It's about
All
3
right.
right
So
now.
Hey,
peace to
I'm
the
here.
guys, peace to the
I'm
earth. We in here about to do this with the Phoenix Rising, Young Elden Rod Hayes at it once again. The title of this one, y'all, is Sage the City,
Hey.
Sweeten the Water.
Hey. Let's go.
Let's get it.
They glitching.
So tonight we talking about moving feminine energy, right? And Phoenix is gonna go over the stellar alignments as we do this, and she's gonna talk about the full moon energy going into we're going into the waning moon now, right?
Well, yeah, we're in the waning. I'm gonna kind of go over several things, but the next moon we have coming up is the Aquarius new moon, and after that is the Leo. And I'm a Leo Lioness. It's a Leo Lioness full moon, but I really want to break down for the goddesses the importance of pulling that Lilith energy that you was building on about us, really harnessing what they tried to block us and turn it to a weakness and really making it to our strength, and a couple other things, Yoni steams and just some other divine feminine stuff that we can do to just really harness this divine feminine energy.
Mm-hmm. So a lot of the sisters want rituals to accelerate the progress, and so I was talking to Phoenix, and I remember the Sage the City campaign we was doing a couple of years ago that had it was very, a lot of people did it in different cities around the country. Elder, you want to play a Sage the City clip?
Oh, let me see if I can do it, man. This is a lot.
I know we're gonna try.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Can you send it to me to your message, and I can load it up real fast?
I think I already sent it to you.
The Sage the City clips. Let's see. What's that last Instagram you sent me?
Hold on, I don't see it. Apparently I didn't. Hold on, I got them.
All right.
I'm sending it to you in in your messenger.
All right, yeah,
So-
send it to me real quick.
So the purpose of sage in the city is the same as sage in your house.
Right.
And a couple years ago, we was doing this one, and a lot of sisters participated. Some of them did it without us even telling them. They was already in the process.
Mm.
So here's one of them, Elder, coming in now.
All right now. Let's go.
Now notice what they wearing, because when you do spiritual work, this is why
Yeah.
this is what they wear when they do spiritual work on behalf of the matriarchs and the divine feminine.
And Chief, can I just tap in? Because I already know what they probably finna have on. Just then when you mentioned about how the sisters was already doing what you asking, when we was getting ready to do the Sweetwater Zoshun, it was several of the sisters inbox me, and they were sending me pictures after it was over with, and several of the sisters had they white on, and they had their little girls dressed and stuff, and they were doing things in their homes already simultaneously as we was at the lake and at the river in Florida. So I just think it's beautiful because we be so in sync without even having conversations.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So that divine feminine energy rises.
All right, Rod, I got him. I'm loading them right now.
Okay, trying to get back to the screen.
Hey, Rob, our family, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you're new to the channel, hit that bell. We get that
And I
loaded.
want to say thank you so much, Young Elder, for what you do and Chief do day in and day out and week in and week out. I don't know if y'all up to 60 or 70 episodes now, but y'all just been putting in work. So thank you so much for what y'all doing for the tribe and for everyone. And I just appreciate what you building with the channel, what y'all been building.
Oh, we thank you. We thank you. We much obliged. You know what I'm saying? Much obliged. We got more coming out. I'm finna get ready to, it's gonna be an onslaught next week. So get ready. I ain't gonna
Can't
tell you
wait.
what I'm finna do.
Hey,
But
can't wait.
huh?
I said, I can't wait. I'll be watching. I'm subscribed. I've been subscribed since you opened up your channel. And I caught it actually before I was on there, but y'all be putting in some work now.
Oh yeah, we taking care of business. Bible
Yeah,
says,
they're gonna be calling me the cashier in a minute, the way I be handing out receipts.
You be having
Yeah.
them receipts, you be getting them, Rod. Get these.
Oh, yeah,
They say I don't know what I'm talking about.
they doing
But the
Well,
receipts say
well,
something
I say
different.
this, if they say you don't know what to talk about them, well, the receipts is receipt because the FAA shut down today and IAT don't have no government for the first time in forever. So if the receipts ain't receipting in real time, I don't know what they talking about.
Hey, look, me and Elder
The
went
proof is in
over
the
to
pudding.
closed police stations last night. We ain't even dealt with the Cleveland situation.
Mm.
Cleveland all the way turned off.
And the House of Representatives then put in something talking about, even though we know it's a de facto government about it, it's supposed, they trying to get rid of income tax. So it's a mirror flip of what's going on I-80. So the receipts is receipting in real time. People just got to pay attention. And once this Saturn hit Pisces and Pluto hit Aquarius in March, it's really gonna shut down, and it's really gonna move forward in the next 2 days when Mars get out of retrograde here. So hey, it's just warming up.
So Mars going back direct.
It's going direct in 2 days. That's that divine masculine, and he finna be lining up with Big Mama, and we ain't finna be playing. Yes, and then after that, 7 days after that, Mercury gonna be direct, and all them planets gonna be lining and going forward.
Well, you know that we had a planetary alignment, solar planetary alignment about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, before everything went well, almost everything, because Mars was still retrograde. Because we currently have 5 planets in retrograde.
Right, but just because they retrograde don't mean they're not lined up.
Yeah,
They
they
just
was
lined
lined up.
up
I
on
know
the
what
other
you're talking
side.
about. Yeah. They was in a perfect alignment.
So let me ask you this:
Yes,
Mars
sir.
going direct. What energy shifting comes with a direct Mars?
Okay, so when Mars goes direct, first of all, let's break that down. Mars, first of all, their natural ruler is over Aries, right? So Aries is currently in Jupiter, which is the expansion. It's in Chiron, which is bringing healing. But Mars is also the ruler of the war planet. And it's also currently in Gemini. Gemini is also your twin energy, your soul energy. And so right now, and it's also your divine masculine energy. It mirrors what they call Venus, which is your divine feminine energy. The feminine energy, we've been in full motion. So we've been moving slowly, but we've been moving. Now we can get in a divine alignment together with our masculine and be straightforward. But our masculine is also going to be stepping up, and he's in some war energy along with Jupiter and touching whatever it expands. So I wouldn't be shocked to see some things heat up on some war fronts, but it's going to be a different war front. It's not going to be there, obviously fear-based. It's probably going to be some, I wouldn't be shocked to see some resistances, because right after that we have that Leo full moon. And see, people have to understand and understand that a Leo full moon almost moves like a Leo going back in sun, because that full moon is cultivating, and it almost operates like a sun. And Leo rules the heart, and Leo is a lion, and Leo roars. And so it's a lot of strong, aggressive leadership energy that's going to be going. So we have a lot of energy moving and shifting. Like we straightforward motion right now. Oh, I see Elder got the video. Let me be quiet.
Oh no, I got it now. Man, I'm having technical difficulties. They doing something. Tell me.
They trying to hate slow you down, but they're not gonna stop nothing.
Now we're gonna fight. We're gonna fight. Push right through. You ready, Rod?
I'm waiting on you. I'm ready.
Look at these girls. They doing.
Now you notice what they wearing.
Yeah.
They all white.
Wow. We got to start this back up.
Yeah, so they let's see what they got. All right. You gonna roll another one?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to start this back up, Chief. Yeah.
All right, let's get it. Come on, what's this doing? Oh no, baby. Let's see what it's doing.
Okay, try the second one I sent you. You see them how they dress? This is an old tradition. They used to, when we christen a new town, the women that's gonna be living in the new town used to do this every.
Okay.
Hey, don't that look like the top of Phoenix head right there?
Well, I thought that was me for a second.
All right, y'all ready?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that looked like me.
Yeah, so this is what you call spirit warriors. That's a whole spirit army. In the physical, they using sage. But in the spirit realm, they using something far motherfucking more deadly than sage. Okay, so now the sage energy is to clear.
Yep.
Right? So it's clearing the paths through the major thoroughfares, which is the major streets. They normally focus on the downtown areas because that's the center of the city.
The heart. The heart.
So when they focus in the clearing of the sage across the land, then this is what you see.
They calling in them ancestors too.
Yeah, but they calling in different ones than warriors. They calling in the ones that tell the warriors it's over with. Y'all can go on back and rest. We got it from here. We finna return with the sweet waters.
Yes. I see it. I can feel it. It's a different energy.
Mm-hmm.
I can feel it. Mhm.
And this is why it's important for the sisters to learn how to get along,
Mhm.
not because they want to be buddy-buddy,
Right.
but because they both want to protect their children to the same level.
Mhm.
Every other disagreement you got pales to that.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
All of the children got the same nefarious energy looking to suck their blood, harvest their adrenochrome, sodomize them, and convert their gender over and harvest their organs. All of those things is what they're doing with these missing children that you never see again.
Right. Right. Right.
That one ain't moving. There we go. See, they sage in the city. They all got sage sticks and white candles.
Mm.
That's it right there. You want me to roll it back?
Go to the next one. The last one I just sent. It's another one I sent you after that. It might be a little longer. But you see, in our culture, even the handicapped people was part of the community.
Yep.
So Big Thuggee, founder of the Crips, is the patron saint of the handicap.
Mm.
That's what's the Crip key is, the handicap symbol.
Crooked man on the land.
To start and to build and create spaces that is not only healing for us, but healing for those around us. You know, we have a mission. We have we were born into something that we don't always, like I said, I was being disobedient. We tend to be disobedient as a people because we don't want to step into that authority that we were created with. We don't want to step into that power, that magic that we were built with, that is ingrained in our spirit. Yes. It's natural. People want to know, well, how do they do that? How do they do this? It's natural. There's no explanation for it. It's what we were gifted with. It's our purpose. It was what we were created with, what we're created to do. And so I'm just grateful for this moment, for this space, for these spirits, all of you all being here. Hands down, I said, they're going to white. This is beautiful.
Mm.
There you go.
Remember what I said earlier, Phoenix?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Tell them what I told you earlier.
What about us getting together and the
They
sisters?
not stepping into the power.
Well, yeah, because see, the interesting part is that the sisters can't feel like we waiting for somebody to give us something, right? The thing is we have to also go get ourselves. Elder, I'm gonna have you pull up. Let me see which one I want you to pull up. Can you? Do you have in the thing of it's probably gonna be my astrology chart that's gonna say physical, spiritual, mental, emotional. It's gonna look like the whole.
Was that in the package of pictures I sent them earlier?
Yes.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, it's gonna say it's gonna say sun,
brain,
brain, spiritual, physical. It should be that one.
Yeah, I got all them. You want me to pull it up right now? Or you want me to pull it next video?
You can pull up because I want to break down what he's saying because I want to give him
I got you.
Yeah, overstanding, but I want to really break it down.
Yeah, so she riding on the coattail of what the lady in the video was saying.
Yeah.
When she was saying we can't feel, people want to know how we do it. We don't know how we do it. It's part of who we are.
Yeah, because I want to let everybody see what their role is and who they are. That's why I'm gonna put up. I really want to break that down.
I got you.
Because we all got a role and we all important, and kind of piggyback on what Rod was saying of it don't matter what beef you got, it don't matter what argument you had, because like you were saying, the babies is number one, right? And the children, and so you have to put all of it to the side, and everybody is important because we all have a role. Everybody's role is important.
Crazy.
No big eyes, no little you.
No big eyes, no little you. Nobody is bigger than the next, and nobody is too little. And so if people understood that
Oh my God.
position, then we would move differently. Like for instance, in my family and in my tribe, I may be operating with multiple gifts, but at the end of the day, I'm having to operate with more gifts because people ain't stepping in their role. So it's making me unfortunately carry a heavier load. I'm having to be the spiritual warrior, the seer, the intercessor and all that, but it's somebody else who should be. I really am supposed to only be the spiritual warrior. By nature, I'm a warrior. But because but in my family, I have other people who are seers. In my family, I have somebody who should be over the money. In my family, so we need everybody to sit in their positions in their roles because everybody has a role. And if everybody does a role, the heavy lifting is not so heavy.
Yeah.
You get what
So
I'm
that
saying?
goes to what we was talking about with Sister Dean last night, and also something that my mama told me when I was a little boy. So while everybody else trying to figure out who in the family is going to be responsible to who get what from the family bank, we need the people in the family bank that's going to read over and say, well, they want to take $2 million to start this company over here. Let's look it over. When we go talk to the business people in the family, hey, cuz, is this a viable business plan? And then cuz read the business plan like, nah, they need to do this, 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 and this, and this. Then they adjust the plan, they send it back to them. But they don't want to do the plan according to the changes. But if you don't make the changes, you guaranteed to fail.
Right.
So the people, my mama told me who was the bank chairman when I was a baby. She told me who she taught how to handle the money. She didn't teach us how to handle the money. We had to learn that from my pops. But there's a relative of mine, my big cousin, who was also one of my teachers. And his name Ray. And she told me I had Ray handling money since he been 2 years old.
Wow.
By the time Ray was 13, 14 years old, Ray was living like an adult grown man on his own, handling his own in the streets of Chicago and California. He used to travel back and forth because his mom got murdered in California. So he used to sometimes live in Chicago, and then he had family that's in California. He used to sometimes live with them, right? But he'd been all over the land. Anyway, he know what to do with the money. He's a businessman. Flat out, ain't no equivocations about it. Everybody in the family know if you got a business idea, run it by Ray and see what he say. Even the ones don't talk to him regular, if they ever get inspired to be an entrepreneur, right, and start their own business, they gonna stop what they doing, go visit a cousin they ain't talked to since they was a toddler. Now they a grown 30, 40-year-old, just to make sure that they making the right choice in business. He got to be part of the family bank.
Right.
He got to be, because the moves, everybody in the family respect his word when it comes to making money. Right? So I know he part of the family bank. So who else is part of the family bank? And how do I know? My brother's wife and my cousin Charlotte both work at the same time for a bank. So I already know they on the board. And then my other sister, Robin, right? Robin is a CPA. She's a certified accountant. And she handled my parents' money. So what do that tell me? She's on the board of the family bank. Right? So it ain't no favoritism. This is their specialty. Under the matriarchy, the most qualified for the position fills the function. It don't got nothing to do with how big you is, how little you is. It got something to do with your qualifications to carry out the job successfully. That's matriarchy. Patriarchy, they gonna train you just well enough for you to get by performing the tasks they asking you to do. That's the difference. Under matriarchy, Nobody is allowed to see somebody about to fail and don't say something. Under patriarchy, you rooting for the motherfucker to fail because now you can capitalize on their failure as your come up. That's the difference in matriarchy and patriarchy. It's not just women taking the rule from men doing the same thing the men was doing, right? If that's the case, you could have left it like it was. So obviously matriarchy has to be totally different in structure and functionality when it comes to the human species, because it's the natural order of the humanities. So wherever you find humans at, everybody got a reverence for something called mama.
Mm-hmm.
This the chart you was looking for, Phoenix?
That's it right there. And the reason I kind of wanted that is if you look at this chart, it's a wheel, right? So it has all the various astrology symbols. But I want you to look at it because it has the spiritual arm, the mental arm, the emotional arm, and the physical. And you see under it, it shows Pisces is I believe. Aquarius is I know. Capricorn say I tolerate. Sagittarius I see. Scorpio is I desire. Libra is I unite. Virgo is I analyze. Leo is I create. Cancer is I feel. Gemini is I think. Taurus is I have. And Aries is I am. And you see that in different areas. So if you're in a family or whether we goddesses, if I'm your sister, first of all, even if you're looking at it from a Orisha standpoint, first of all, like we just had the Cancer full moon, which is the sign of Yin Ya. She's on Cancer. So that's why it was a highly emotional moon. That's why people was like, I'm emotional. I don't know why I feel like I'm feeling. Plus the moon is ruled by Cancer. But that's that. It's the energy. So if you need to get the feelings out, the emotions out, the motherly energy, the matriarchal, that's Yin Ya. Oshun is the Taurus energy. So that's the sweet water energy. If you're looking at the person who's going to be normally over the money, like right now we are in the waning moon. So right now today, the energy is in Virgo. So if you're looking at the more analytical person in the family or in the group or in the tribe or in the family. So that's why I'm saying you can't be one, do everything. You got one person who's going to just be more emotional. Like for instance, I am a Leo. So by nature, I'm going to be more emotional, but if I need to be analytical, I can. But by nature, my chart's going to be emotional. I'm going to have a friend that's also probably going to be more spiritual or a family member. You got another family member, like Chief was saying, that's the more mental. They may be over the money. They may be, that's the banking system. You got somebody else that's more physical. They may be the one that's the keeper of the land. They may be the one that's doing the teaching of the children, the one that's bringing back the doulas, whatever. So this is why it can't be just one person. This is why it don't matter what happened, what beef, you kind of got to figure it out. You may need to take a day or two away from each other, put your pride and ego aside, but get over it, but then come back together. Because at the end of the day, in order for us to work together, we all need to come together in the collective, because you're not going to be holistic and you can't take care of the babies by yourself. We have to be the village and the tribe. And so I like this one slide, although it's from an astrological standpoint, but even if you look at it, whether it's the Orishas, whether you look at it from whether it's astrologically, or whether you look at it from its tribal, it's still the same energy. And unless you know that it's cohesive, you can't do everything. We all have to do our part, and we all need to be with one another.
So I noticed something about this picture. Mm-hmm. It's showing you the brain as the centerpiece to the picture. Mm-hmm. Then it's showing you the cross and the circle.
Right.
Okay, now that symbol the Pope held up was the sun with the circle in the middle. Mm-hmm. Right, it's the same meaning as this. So these 4 sections represent 4 chambers of the heart and 4 chambers of the brain.
And you know
a
what
lot
else
of people don't know.
12 things, them 12 apostles and they Jesus too.
We ain't even got to that part yet. Most people don't know the brain got 4 chambers, and you have a brain beat the same as you got a heartbeat.
Sure do.
The overwhelming majority is they got people that goes to med school,
Yeah.
and they never found out that the human have a brain beat and a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
They learn about through the electroencephalogram, the EEG, that the brain vibrate frequencies.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't tell you that the brain has 4 chambers to pump the fluid, cerebral spinal fluid, into the center of the brain, just like the heart pumps the blood.
Mm-hmm.
Where else do we got pumps on the body? Do anybody know?
Where is that, Chief?
Okay, so on the male, the prostate is a pump
Mm.
to pump the semen out.
Mm-hmm.
The bladder becomes a pump
Mm-hmm.
in order to excrete the urine,
Right.
right? The bile duct becomes a pump to suck the bile from the pancreas and liver into excreted into the intestines, right? And your stomach is not a pump, though it may seem like it is by the way things move through it, but it doesn't pump. It oscillates. It oscillates and undulates. It's different from pumping. Okay, so now that's 5 different pumps in the body. Do you know any more? At the base of the spine, in your hip bone, there's something called the sacrum. In the sacrum, there is a bony, cushiony substance that pumps. And then at the base of at the base of the brain, at the brain stem, where the medulla is is a reverse pump called the vacuum pump that sucks. And you got 2 primary, what they call central nerves that run down your spine. One is represented by the color red, one is represented by the color blue.
Right.
Okay. These pumps, right, when the brain begin to beat 4 chambers in unison, because you only we left brain dominant.
Right.
Right. Because they wanted to turn off the right brain, the mother mind.
And when you open up the left, like if you blow up this picture, it tells you the left hemisphere is just language, computation, logical, and reason. And when you look on the right hemisphere, it's your reason and your recognition and your music and basically like your divine kind of feminine energy. And even if you like looking at this picture, you see which planetary energies, because you see that they have you with the planetary energies as well, which is on which side of the brain as well.
Now, when we look at these parts of the brain, they have subsections responsible for specific functions.
Right.
The prefrontal lobe is called your conscious center. It's supposed to be the part of your brain that lets you know if you're doing something wrong or if you're doing something right.
Right.
And in the Bible, it's written like this. It say that the self-accusing spirit will rise up and condemn you. Right? That's what it say in Paul's writings. What he's talking about is when you wake up your pineal gland, you activate a part of the brain called the anterior gyrus. This connects you to the anterior gyrus connects you to the universe like a radio to a radio station.
Mm-hmm.
And the beings that we are, that's
Mhm.
inhabiting the body, that's how we come into physical form as
Right.
whole light beings.
Yep.
So some of y'all probably heard me before. I'll say this way.
Mm-hmm.
The angels of
Mhm.
life
Mm-hmm.
are angels of light.
Yep.
They
Yep.
came in on angles of light with a,
Yep.
with a message from the central sun. I'm just translating.
Mm-hmm.
So now, if the angel of light is coming in on an angle of light, how do you disrupt it?
Come on now.
You put it in a prism, because a prism for light is a prison for light.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
so
a
they
tip.
made prisons for whole light beings
Sure
to be
did.
trapped in,
Sure did. That's why this became a prison planet.
because they converted all our castles into prison.
Sure did.
And just like when they go look for the new Dalai Lama, we got to remember where we used to live at.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got to gear our life to make sure we get home in order to get our shit.
And see, that's why March is really finna mess them up,
Mm-hmm.
because they did it all under an illusionary time frame. See, if you look under Pisces, it say I believe. If you look under Aquarius, it says I know. They did it under that Aquarius energy, which was an illusionary. That's why we call stuff time spell. And time is an illusion, and they changed the calendars and took days and added stuff. Everything's an illusion because Pisces is ruled by Neptune, which is a dream illusionary. It's all a freaking illusion. When Saturn, which is their thing that they kept people, basically us, in a prison planet, hits them, which is their karma, their shit back, which is hitting March 7th of this year in a couple of months, it's breaking their illusion. It's going to bring it to a halt. And then it's simultaneously when Pluto, which is the planet of life and rebirth, is hitting Aquarius. We've been telling you we're in Aquarius age. It's I know. Ain't no more believing, ain't no more illusion. That's why it's already been breaking down, because it's no more illusions. Because your spell, your little 6,000 year or 400 year or whatever contract you thought you had, it's over. It's I know. And so they're out of their illusion. And that's why I love it, astrology, because it's no respect of person. It is what it is, and it don't matter what you do. Because if you look at even what I think Chief had it maybe on his page, where they were saying the Catholic Church even put, well, we have to now acknowledge the UFOs because they have to put it in the public domains. It doesn't matter how much illusion they put up. What they can't stop is the moving of the planets and the alignments and what's here and what's to come. So their illusions are over with and done, and it's broken. And even when they built their monetary system under Taurus, which is, if you see it, it says I have. It was very selfish, structure, fatty, stability, money hungry type of energy. And that's where their Jupiter's getting ready to come, but it's going to be broken down. Because that's why Scorpio, you see Scorpio's right from it, which is that I desire, I have. But Scorpio was eclipsing it all that October, November that we were talking. It's breaking down their illusionary fake money system. This planet back to Tiamat, planet Kai, to where it's originally supposed to be. And so it's a beautiful thing, because if you look even across from Aries, the whole calendar is technically wrong. It's not, first of all, you see it's at I am. It was never even at Aries, which Aries is a masculine planet. This is a feminine energy. The original astrology clock was at Virgo, under a feminine energy. So they completely, everything is backwards and flipped upside down.
Yeah. Yo.
I'm here.
Oh, what happened? I think Rob might have got cut out.
Yeah, he may have. But I mean, I'm
Can you hear
still
me?
here, Elder. But
Can you hear me?
okay, we got you back now, Chief.
Yeah. Okay. So I was saying the what the hell was I saying?
You got to smoke it on that good.
Oh, I was talking about Virgo Scorpio.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so Virgo Scorpio was one zodiac sign.
Mm-hmm.
And when it was one zodiac sign,
Mm-hmm.
um, it was only 10 zodiac signs. That's when Isis only had 10 daughters.
Right.
So when she had her last two, Scotia and Scotia,
Mm-hmm.
it created an imbalance
Mm-hmm.
between two sisters and a man.
Mm-hmm.
Because the twins,
Mm-hmm.
the twins as heirs have to be co-heirs,
Mm-hmm.
right? They call that flipping the deuce.
Mm-hmm.
So if they want to get their birthright, they have to end up marrying the same guy,
Yep.
right? So this creates the imbalance between Scorpio and Virgo. So now it has to be replaced with the scales.
Mm-hmm. Libra. Libra had the
Right.
best.
So Libra brings in the balance between Virgo and Scorpio. Scorpio, water fixed position, frozen, is almost like an earth sign in stubbornness.
It is, and that's why Libra don't like a lot of conflict, because Libra is in the middle. If you know any Libras, they normally do not do conflict because they stuck in the middle.
Now, Virgo,
Mm-hmm.
on the other hand, it's an earth sign and it's feminine.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
This is represented as the onset of winter,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? Because when the female gets depressed, her countenance does what? It falls.
Yep.
She
And
let
it
her
also, that's the offset story about when she had went in with the Osiris, Osiris too. Remember with the death, hell, and the grave. It
right. And you
represents.
got to remember how she cried over the death of Osiris.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
now.
Persephone, and in the Greek story, I think it's Persephone. Is the, I mean, it's, it's different names, but it's all the same energy.
Right, because they tell the stories, they try to change
Yep.
Whose children is receiving the birthright
Right.
by telling the story slightly different by inserting each other's kids in each other's places.
Right, because with Persephone, they only gave it the basically just the death energy, just the hell energy, and they separated in the Greek story.
Right, but the reality is, okay, so now you have Virgo, the that stubborn female that's down to earth.
Yep.
Right. Even if she wrong, you can't convince her. Because her mind made up already. Once her mind made up, even if she wrong, she'll go to hell believing what she believes.
If she wrong, she still goddamn right.
Okay, now Scorpio come in off the balance.
Scorpio is passion. It's all in one. With Scorpio, it ain't no gray, baby. It's black or white. You ain't finna have
So now you got old man winter coming in under Scorpio. Right? And you got the old crone coming in at the fall under Virgo. That means that the rebirth, the maiden, has to come forth in February under Pisces. Right? Because that's how long it's going to take for Scorpio to thaw out.
Yep, because then which they named the spring equinox, which they put under Ishtar, which is really Isis, which is really Oshun.
By separating Scorpio from Virgo, that made 11 zodiac signs. Then we have to add Libra, that makes 12. The side effect is the center seat is the queen mother seat because mama is watching it all.
Because mama running everything.
Right. This is the Tawaret. in the temple of Dandara.
Yep.
Pull that up, Elder. Pull up the temple of Dandara, Egypt.
I got you.
We
Oh,
want to
it's
see
good.
we want to see the ceiling of it, and be prepared to zoom in on the picture because I'm going to show
Come
you
on.
what I'm talking about. So when we talk about Big Mama energy, we
Yeah.
talking about controlled chaos that took years of experience to learn how to control.
And the problem is right now with some of my divine feminists is we have uncontrolled chaos energy going on.
Right. Like
That's why we
people
be having
think
people
that a
can't
warrior
forgive themselves.
woman, is something wrong with her. It's only something wrong with her when she don't study the way of the warrior, because that's going to
That's
help
it.
her control her energies.
Yes, because I had to learn the master. You have to go through a lot of shadow work. You have to learn your Akashic records and get your book of life to control that chaos. And it don't come overnight, and it ain't easy, and ain't nobody gonna give it to you. You got to work for that thing. I'm telling you right now.
That's called shadow work. That's why it's shadow work.
And it
Because you
ain't
gotta
easy.
be in dark places, going through some shady times.
Well, you got to go through it. It's not no easy road, and you ain't skipping no grades.
The second picture, Elder.
Yeah, I got it.
But it's worth it. Oh, okay. I see it right there.
Now, this is a layover for this, by the way. Before,
yeah.
First put them side by side, Elder.
And you know what I'm seeing after this, Chi? What I'm seeing after you gonna go to that thing is I'm seeing the moons. How we gonna go over them 8 moon cycles? Because it's all just flowing in together.
Okay, now look. Now you see the same cutout.
Mm-hmm.
All
Wow.
right, now. All right,
Wow.
drop the other one and zoom in on the temple ceiling.
Damn, I need that picture. I want that picture in my house.
Okay, now pay attention, Phoenix. When we
Okay.
talk about Big Mama energy, the oldest representation of a deity was Tarwaret, who was carved out as, zoom in, it was she was carved out as a hippopotamus with woman mammary glands. That's good enough, Elder, because
I got a better picture for you. Hold up.
Okay.
Show you the hippopotamus. She was the Atwa. She was
good. It's good right here. Ooh.
Yeah,
first, before you go there, Elder, click on the picture for a minute before you go there.
I got you right here.
Yeah, zoom back out if you don't mind a little bit, because I want to just see it, because it matched perfectly with the thing I had just had sent.
Okay, now if you look, you see the hippopotamus. Can you put your finger on Tarwaret on the pointer? Yeah, right there. Right above that, that's the symbol for Big Mama.
Oh, okay.
She's sitting on the Queen Mother seat. Right? That's the 8-ball center. Right? Now, if you look around, you see the daughters of Isis.
I see
holding up the creation as the 12 signs of the Zodiac.
I see them. Wow. Damn.
Those are the daughters of Isis. So they ruled in 12 regions on the planet. Right? So the land masses was divided up so that everybody had their own kingdom or queendom.
Yeah, because it didn't like what they call Scotia, whatever. Because I've heard of it, I ain't never seen this picture before. Wow.
Okay, now this is painted on the temple ceiling as the map of the universe used to read the zoo types that gave us the term Zodiac.
Chief,
all of these different animal symbols in the space in the blue part is a family totem of a tribe. And each one of the 12 sisters tell you which tribes those totems fall under and which ones of the tribes is unified with a different totem as you get closer to the center.
Okay.
Once you get to the queen seat, the queen mother seat, that's your opening of your pineal gland.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hey, Elder, what did you say I had to do to send you that last clip I sent you? How do I got to get it to you?
I had to get the actual share. You have to share that and send me the link.
First, let me go to it.
Okay.
Yeah, also, we have reason to believe now through studying that the
Mhm.
Mayan calendar might be older than this calendar.
Mm.
And Tahuti was over here first in Atlantis, and then
Mhm.
gods. And then when they sunk Atlantis, the reptilians,
Mhm.
he then if you read the Emerald Tablets, he talk about leaving Atlantis and going to ancient Kemet by the Sphinx and setting up schools over there.
What's your Instagram name, Elder?
The Young Elder 23. I ain't gonna be able to get it through Instagram. You're gonna have to send it to me through a message. It's gonna take me. I have to. Yeah.
I don't know how I'm gonna get it to you then, because the last time I sent it in the message.
Yeah. Try to send it like that real quick. Let me see if I can do it.
To what? Instagram?
Yeah. To the same.
Okay, what you said was the Young Elder, DA?
No, don't do that one. Send it to the other one. SM. It's the SYM. The last one you sent it to.
SY.
MB.
Oh yeah, with the Malcolm X.
Yeah. She was a hip. That chick. The hippopotamus. She was a hippopotamus god for the Twa man in South Africa, and she could control the hippos. The hippos, they're very territorial animals, and they really aggressive. If you try to come through their pond, they'll take you there. You ain't gonna let you. So like what happens is the Hyksos, when they was in ancient Kemet, they had a ruler named Apapus, Apap, right? And he wanted to get down and take over the South Kingdom of these Twa people, but he couldn't get down there because of the hippopotamus pond. So what he made a complaint. He was 700 miles away from where they was, but he made a complaint saying that the hippos were too loud and that he got mad and he wanted to do a delegation of authority and invade and take their land. Well, he
You know that symbolism. Do you want me to tell you what it means?
Go
What
ahead.
it mean?
It's talking about Enlil complaining about the mothers that was crying over their children. That's what they talking about. The matriarchs that was crying over their children was fighting him fiercely as Candace queens.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So he complained about them crying about their babies so that he can have an excuse to try to attack the divine feminine, the mothers.
That can make sense.
That's what was the onset of what's known as the Great Rape Campaign. Desecration of the holy places and defiling of the divine feminine by turning all of the divine feminine goddesses of the earth into some grotesque demon form that make people not trust that energy so they can use it against you instead of allowing it to work for you. That's what the story about.
Yeah. I can go with that because I can go with your perspective on it. I can gain your perspective because the Jacobites were the Enlil people, right? They were Enlil people when you trace the story back, right? So I could go with that storyline too because we're getting different storylines overlaying each other. So I feel you
but
on that.
These stories is used to tell us scientific formulas for something.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are.
The reason we need to know that the reason Apophis is concerned about the crying of the hippos don't make noise. So that's how you know that it's a metaphor.
Hey, the hippos do make noise. They make a loud whining sound like they crying. They go,
Yeah, but they not noisy, is what I mean. Like, for instance, you can hear the sounds of the lions all the time when they in plentiful in their natural habitat.
Mm-hmm.
But you could be around a whole lake of hippos all day and not know they there.
No, that's not true. I'm
Mm.
telling you. Hey, look, in the at night, the hippos, they make a lot of noise.
Okay, look, listen to what I'm saying, Elder. I'm not saying they's totally silent. I'm
Okay.
saying they're not noisy creatures. They make noise,
Yeah.
but you're subject to be around a lake full of hippos all day before they make any noise. But when they make noise, you hear them. So
Yeah.
this how you know it's a complaint. They don't just sit around all day making noise like birds.
Yeah, I'm with you. I know they weren't loud enough for him to hear him 700 miles away, though. So I know
Right.
that.
But it's a metaphor.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
The
Mm.
700 go back to the last video me and you did on the science of the number 7.
Mm.
We talking about Muhammad's hijrah. The March of the Matriarchs is called the hijrah in Islam, and they take the metaphor of the matriarchs marching to war. These warrior women that they saying is on elephant in the hijrah. Those the matriarchs they talking about. See, we don't know that the women fought just as fierce or twice as fierce as the men defending the
Yeah.
planet.
Yeah.
But it's told in the scientific formula that gives you the pieces to the puzzle that mean multiple things. So if you don't train your God mind to see with a God eye, you won't be able to lay two things over top each other and match the dots. You got to train your holographic vision. You have to break the angle of light out of the prism so that the angel of light can escape the prism. You get it?
Oh, yeah, I get it.
Okay, now, the story is the matriarchs. Once we realize what they're talking about, we know that it's a code for the matriarchs, which is how I end up going back to the hijrah, which is also a code of the marching matriarchs. The women don't remember how to assert their jurisdiction over the land. It was deliberately kept secret from them. I'm out here spilling the beans, giving them the blueprint, the steps, breaking it down as small as possible, and they want somebody to do it for them and then give them their shit. But your building process to be worthy of owning what's yours is to put in the work. People see they ask for a blessing until they see it requires them to put in work. But if you don't do your due diligence, the universe not gonna reciprocate no work.
No, it ain't.
That's why we talking about that's why we talking about sage the city, right? Purify the energy, open up the way, then you sweeten the waters.
And it's a continual thing, you know. I don't know. Was you gonna get that video up first, Chief?
Did I send it to you, Elder?
Now that's my stuff there. I was gonna get his before I got into mine because I wanted to flow off. I wanted to make sure I flip off of his.
He trying to pull the one up on Instagram I sent them. Because this is the perfect explanation of the turning on the pineal light.
All right.
That's waking Big Mama up. Flip the lights on in the Queen's chamber. You see it, Elder? Oh, you're on mute.
He may be over there looking.
Hey, let me hold on, Raw. I'm about to do it like this. Hold on, I'm gonna be able to get it. I just gotta do it like this. I gotta copy the link for you. Like I said,
You good, Elder?
okay, here we go. Let me copy this link. All right, put it right there.
So when you're looking in the pyramid, you see they had a king and queen's chamber in there.
Mhm.
And you notice that the queen's chamber is up and to the left, and the king's chamber is down and to the right,
Mhm.
right? Because those are positions in the brain as well.
Right.
Now we're talking about the relationship between pineal gland and pituitary gland,
Right.
right? So men is governed by control of the emotions based off chemicals released by the pituitary gland. The women's pituitary gland makes them be ruled by emotions because the estrogen switches the
The
track to the other
estrogen.
side, right? And the goal is to find the balance, though,
Right.
right? So in finding the balance, you balancing the emotions with the intelligence, so you become emotionally intelligent and quotient intelligent, EQ, IQ. Then you're ready to be GQ, right? And GQ is a gentleman's quarterly,
Mhm.
right? That means you're able to operate off any one of the four
Mhm.
corners of the brain.
Right.
They all serve different functions.
Yo, y'all still there? Hey, everybody,
Yep.
hit that like button, hit that
We
subscribe
here,
button.
Elder. Yeah, we here.
Hold on just a second. I almost got it, Rod.
Okay. Well, we gonna go and get it. Get it to the getting is good.
Get these niggas.
Hey, you know that story, they eventually, that dude, Pappas, the story line, he sent three guys to kill Cogmos and Atmos' father. That caused the war. And Cogmos, they started attacking these Hyksos to chase them out of ancient Kemet. And then eventually they killed Cogmos because he was cocky. He was going on the front line and trying to really, because he wanted to kill him because he killed his father, Cogmos.
Mm.
So, but he eventually got killed, and his little brother, Argmos, rose up, and eventually they chased the Hyksos out of ancient Kemet and marched them back to the Caucasus Mountains. When they blindfolded them and cable told them and rolled their pants legs up and packed their goats up with them. That's what the
Oh
Masonic
yeah,
was all
okay.
about.
That's why they got the pants
And all that's Masonic
in the
code.
Masonic order.
Yeah, it's Masonic code. Yeah.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, that's a flip. Mm-hmm.
All right, here you go. I got it. Let me get it pulled up real quick. Yeah, I had to do a lot to get that on now.
Well, we appreciate you.
All right, let's see if we got it.
So this video gonna show you how Big Mama directly talk to you when we talk about downloading messages. Processing this information is critical because the more you can understand the process, the greater your control capability of the function. That's how you get to harness the spiritual gift.
All right, bro, I got it.
Yep, Dr. Walter Williams.
Every human was born with a pineal gland, and that pineal gland is a sensory organ that sits in the middle of your brain. It serves as a receiver and a sender between you, the human being, and the universe. You see, that's where you get your freedom from. Your mind is connected to the universe, which is infinite. It's infinity. You can do anything with your mind. Everything that you see in its physical form came from the invisible spiritual realm first. This auditorium, this building wasn't here at one time. It was just in someone's mind. So your mind is very, very strong. And how are you connected with that? Your pineal gland. Every human was born with a pineal gland. And that pineal gland is a central organ that sits in the middle of your brain. It's
I said it's on loop now.
and a center.
What?
It's on loop now.
All
It
right,
plays.
so yeah, and I want to do, yeah, so if you can pull up the first pitch for me, the one pitch you had up that had the native, the woman with the chakras and the planets around her, because that kind of even shows what he's talking about. And then after that, I'm gonna pull up the other chakra picture, but I want me and Chief to kind of break that down. Yeah, that's the first one, and then we'll break that one down. So when you look at this right here, when he was talking about the pineal gland, and Chief, I want you to just jump in and we can flow with this together.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at this, right, and he's talking about the seat of the soul, you see at the very bottom, which we know is the root chakra. And let me kind of break that down. So even if you look at the video of us doing the sweet waters, and they can call it Reiki, Chi, energy. I don't care what name you attach to it, but it's what he called the seat of the soul, right? So they say it's 7, but we know it's more than 7 chakras. You have 7 allegedly in the body, but you also have another 7 above the head, another 7 below. But technically, there are 140 chakras. That's the really real number that they don't really teach if you go through they Reiki system. That's why, like, when I speak and try to teach people about energy, I try to give them the real information. That's number 1. Number 2, you have what we kind of call the aura. And the reason I'm breaking all this down specifically is because we're talking about Big Mama. That's the information, the communication, what we call the uploads, downloads, whatever, us getting information and us getting it at our highest forms. If you look at the bottom, which is the red, that's what they call the root chakra. And that's, what they kind of call the lowest or lower level, us earth survivors. So that's where they've been keeping us at, our lowest levels of work, grind, survival. I ain't gonna even call it sex. They really just be fucking. All that. That's the root. Then you have your solar plexus. Now, most people be having blocked chakras there because that's where, and why you also have a lot of people, because a lot of people don't know that even in your physical avatar, your chakras is attached to, and I'm gonna have Elder on the next slide, so me and Chief go kind of back and forth on this, that is tied to your physical organs as well, because it's tied to your gut. The solar plexus is where your intuition. So that's what we call our woman's intuition. When they be like, how you just know? I don't know. I just had a feeling. I don't know. I just felt it. Most times we just be saying we don't know, but what that is what they kind of call that sacral chakra. That's your intuition. And most women in particular, that's where that energy is. That yellow circle, that's your women's intuition. And if you look at beside them, they're tied to not only the chakras, but you see the planets tied to them as well as different megahertz. So if y'all go back and remember Kanye when he was on, matter of fact, the interview that they end up trying to delete off YouTube, the last one when he was on, I think, Drink of Champs, and he was breaking down megahertz and music and the frequencies and how they try to vibrate. That's really probably another reason they took it down, in addition to other things, because he was really breaking down why they try to keep the different music vibration and the frequencies, because that stuff is tied to our soul. Like, a lot of people don't understand and understand, and what I even majored in school, which was psychology and social work, people think that psychology is study of the mind. No, it's study of the soul. Music and everything they do has been trying to be tapped into our soul and keeping us from getting our downloads from Big Mama, essentially from the realms. The green, which is the heart chakra, you see that's in the center. Then you got the throat chakra, and then you have what they call the third eye, which is what he was talking about kind of in the video, which was the pineal gland that we've learned. and then you have the crown. But if you notice, the higher up you go, you see the megahertz numbers on their left side go up. And that's where Kanye was kind of talking about the music and the vibration of frequencies, and you see the different planets. As you see at the bottom, Pluto, which is one of the lower planets, is one of the kind of what they kind of call lower frequencies, is lower. You see where the heart is, you see Venus. Venus is the love house frequency is there. And you see Neptune, which is more the creator planet, is up higher. And you see at the very bottom by the root is what? Saturn. And you know, Chief been talking about Saturn. And you kind of start seeing the other things for us, communication. Obviously, Mercury going to be with the throat and some of the others, but I really want to break and pull this one after that video, because when he talked about Big Mama and See the Soul, is so much deeper, because they gave us science, but they didn't give us the metaphysical and the they gave us BS in school. They didn't really give us the real education we needed, because they wanted to give us the BS stuff. But Chief, I want you to kind of break this down. And what's your perspective?
So right here where you see Saturn at,
Mm-hmm.
the root chakra. In the man, that's the prostate.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. But in the woman, it's the clitoris.
Mm-hmm.
And the second one is the uterus.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And the third one is the gut, intestines.
Mm-hmm.
And the green one is the heart. The blue one is the throat. Then you got your third eye and your crown. Now notice your crown is a symbol for something called the star of life. Right? That's Metatron's cube is the geometric structure for the holographic nature of the holographic reality we call three-dimensional reality. In order for you to be able to read the streamers in the matrix, you have to learn how to align your star of life and your crown with a opposing star of life in the ethers that you can't see with the naked eye. Right? And if you raise straight up the center, it's called the center line. Right? But during the course of that, you're going to get left bumps and right bumps. That means that Saturn energy, the moon of that, is that Lilith energy.
Yeah.
If the woman can control her uterus and balance her uterus out, she can use the Lilith energy to supercharge her melanin and to supercharge the portal in order to receive greater downloads when she aligned the crown chakra to the etheric equivalent. But you have to be in the queen seat to do it. Right? So being in the queen seat, meaning turned on the pineal gland. You got a picture of the pineal gland, Elder?
I can get it real quick.
While you looking for that, so you seen the guy say that the pineal gland connects you to the universe, and to give you a visual, it's like a radio station, and then when you turn the radio on, you could pick that station up in your house. Right? The principle is the same, only that when you align, you get the messages from source as opposed to from the root. So Big Mama talk to you directly. They don't want you to know that. Right? So the pineal gland sits in the queen's chamber in the brain and is represented by Tawaret in the stellar arrangement of the Zodiac. The Queen Mother, number 13. The bee in the middle, the queen bee. Right?
The
until she
queen
takes
bee,
flight.
baby.
Yeah.
Oh.
So this is
That
the pineal gland. So this is So you got two Ujet Uraeus, the eye of Horus and the eye of Osiris.
Mm-hmm.
That means he got a mother eye and a father eye. Because Horus got his eye, his flaming eye from his mama that she got from
Right.
Ra. Right? So when you open the pineal, you put the queen on the seat. Right? So this is what it looked like. This is the organ. Go to Google and type in anterior gyrus. It's ANTERORGYRUS. There's two words, Elder. The colorful picture right there, because I need the colors to illustrate. You could drop the pineal gland pictures and pull it out one up, because I'm gonna have you zoom in a little bit. It's not showing it on here. Okay, let's go to the part where you can read about it on the on Google. We can't hear you, Elder.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
All right, hold up. I'm trying to make sure I got it spelled right. Okay, what is the function? The brain, goodies is. Hold on, I gotta get my glasses. I can't see this too small.
Hey, right click to see if it gives you a magnifying option.
Yeah, it's my computer's acting funny. Hold up. This won't let me man, what is happening to this joint? Okay. Serve two very important functions. They increase the surface of the area of the brain, the cerebral cortex, and they form the brain divisions, increasing the surface area of the brain, allowing more neurons to be packed into the cortex so that it can process more information.
Do you see where it said more neurons packed into a smaller space?
Yeah.
That's a chakra.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Right? The chakras in the body form
Okay, so
what's
Elder, while
called.
you talk about chakras, pull up the chakra picture I sent you. So that way, as he talking about it, they can see it. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I just wanted, since you finna talk about chakras.
I got you.
Mm-hmm. So the
I'm sorry, I just, since he talking about it.
so the chakras in the body form something called nerve ganglia. Right? This is what they talking about when they say that the neurons is condensed in a smaller space. It makes it's an antenna. It's creating this antenna out of the neurons for you to be able to receive transmissions from the radio station, which is Big Mama, prime creator.
That's one. Oh, man.
Yeah, to go over towards like where my pics were, you had saw the astrology, because I had a real good chakra thing.
Oh, you already got one up in there, right?
Yeah, I had one in there because I had it broke all the way down with the 7 chakras, how it lined in with the body, the organs, and
All right.
everything. So scroll over just the other way, the other way. Yeah, I'll show you where. Okay, yeah, go past the moon. Okay. I'm trying to see where you see. Okay, no, it ain't all the way over there.
Was it that one?
I can't hardly see. Not that. Not that one.
Oh yeah, this joint acting crazy, man. Yeah, right before I got on here.
Let me blow it up a little bit so I can help you find it. Trying to help you find it. Let me blow it up a little bit. So
Yeah, that's on one I got with the chakras in it. I downloaded all the pictures that he sent me.
No, because you had pulled it up. Okay, there you go, right there. The one by the I don't know if that's Larry Hoover, who it is, but not okay. It's one right next to that one on the other side.
Okay, right there.
Now, keep going, right there.
Okay, the one that we talk about the chakras, not the actual chakra chart. Okay.
The one that one right there. Yeah, that one right there. Yeah, now you get it. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, okay.
Can you blow it up and make it readable?
Yeah, I can blow it up. Let's see. That's about big as I can get it right there, but I'm about to roll it up.
Good enough. Just scroll up to the top and then we scroll down when you have to.
Yeah, well, go down towards the. Yeah, you can start at the bottom, and then that way he can kind of break it down. Because
all right, hold on just a second. All right. So at the bottom, right, the root chakra.
Yeah, just start at the root chakra, and then as he talking, he can probably break it down. Because the reason I like this one is since he's specialist, he's talking about chakras. You see how he kind of got take it down just a little bit because that's a little bit too big.
Okay, it's too big.
Okay.
Right there.
Where it started, where it say root chakra, right? And so, because remember you was talking about the genitalia and stuff, Chief.
Yep.
Okay, you see where it tell you the root chakra, which is red, is positioned at the genitalia. It represents life, physical vitality, birth and creation, energy supply to the spine, kidneys, bladder, and the glands. And then, it moves up to the sacral chakra, which is orange. It's positioned right just below the navel. It represents sexual energy. Perception is the first impression for people. So it's like when you give your first impression, that's where it comes from, is your sacral chakra. Energy supply to reproductive organ. That's what you was talking about the women's, organs and stuff like that. And it's also with the legs and glands. And the thing is also I want to kind of touch base. So like when you have blocked chakras or over or underactive people who tend to have suffered from sexual child abuse in particular, they normally have very blocked root chakras and sacral chakras in particular. If you have blocked chakras, sometimes you have swelling in your legs, swelling in your knees, a lot of leg pains. When you get them blocked root and sacral chakras, that's what you have issues with. That's how I can, like when people come to me, I already know which chakras blocked based off their physical symptoms, off their bodies and avatar. Solar plexus, which is above your navel, represents the center of your body. That's the center. That's your intuition. That's your knowing. It's your knowing how. It's where your food is assimilated. That's why over what they say, 90% of people in America got some type of gut GI issues because we ain't been taught to trust ourselves and know ourselves. We've been taught to trust the government, trust people, listen to everybody else. We ain't been taught to go within. It's also where food is. So, obviously it's in addition to the food. And that's where the energy supply is. It's also where emotions is what? Energy in motion. But from the physical standpoint, it's where the stomach, liver, digestion, gallbladder, and pancreas is. And that's where you are, obviously you have a lot of people that has all those diabetes, stomach issues, colon issues, liver issues, digestive issues. And in particular in America, we have one of those biggest issues. Heart chakra, obviously Leo rules the heart. Most people who are Leos, if they have blocked heart chakra issues, their main issue is heart issues, obviously family issues, child trauma. The interesting thing about that is if you have a blocked heart chakra, normally your solar plexus and your sacral chakra be blocked, as well as your throat. Like for some reason, those four, it all coincide. The heart really is the center of of everything, which is why you can't hold on to grudges and that bitterness and anger. It throws off the energy flow of whatever our flow of our body is. And obviously it's in the middle of the chest. It represents emotions, love, devotion, spiritual growth, compassion. And from the physical standpoint, it obviously is the energy supply of the heart, the thymus gland, the liver, the lungs, and the circulatory system. So, obviously from physical standpoint, obviously high blood pressure and cholesterol and heart issues and circulatory issues and blood clots, all those types of things. Throat chakra, which is obviously in the middle of the throat. Most people have either an overactive or underactive throat chakra. And a lot of times because either people were suppressed and couldn't speak their truth, and then they overspeak it, or sometimes people are overly and they don't just allow people to speak, their truth. So they're one or the other. Because it's self-expression, it's emotion, communication, but it's also creativity. A lot of people don't realize, obviously, the throat chakra is tied to creativity, and we haven't been taught to be free thinkers, to be creative, to speak ourselves. And obviously, it's tied to the throat gland, upper lungs, arms, as well as digestive tract. Elder, if you can scroll down a little bit so I can get to the third eye and the crown, and then I'm gonna have Chief hop in after I finish scrolling through this because I want to get his input. Because it's the last two chakras at the top. I just can't read them and see them. Yeah, right there. Okay. Then the third eye, which is, indigo, which is in the middle of the forehead. That's the one that Chief is just talking about, which is between the eyebrows, represent your psychic perception, telepathy, and ESP. Obviously, we used to be psychic. Everybody did. Like it wasn't no one person has psychic gifts. Everybody, all of us have it. It's not no just one. We all have to remember. We all were telepathic. We did not have to speak words. We all used to communicate telepathically. We failed and lost those gifts. We're starting to get them back slowly, but that's another reason we have to grow and unblock that chakra, because that's how we used to communicate. ESP is knowingness. Like when you feel something, something coming. If you be like, I had a dream that this was happening or this was going on, and it happens exactly like you saw it. I had a vision of that literally a day ago. I ended up calling Chief about and telling him that's your ESP. It's your energy supply to your brain, lower spine, left eye, pituitary gland, nose, ear, and central nervous system. One thing you also see in America in particular, and just other places, is a lot of sinus issues. A lot of people don't realize your sinus issues is tied to also blocked third eye. And yes, they do pump stuff in the air and everything like that, but also a lot of people do be having blocked third eye. And then lastly, your crown chakra, which is obviously in the top of the crown, represents enlightenment, intuition, and your spiritual vision. That's, your God source, our knowingness, our uploads, just us knowing that we would see it. So we was never taught to look outside the self. We knew we was our God self. Once we started being taught to look outside the self, that chakra got blocked off the rip. And it's the energy supply to the pineal gland. So when they got blocked, then the third eye and the pineal gland got blocked. Upper brain as well as right eye. Just from a divine feminine energy, let you know how important it is to make sure they don't get blocked. Like I'll share a story of my mother who transitioned young in her early 40s. She was highly psychic, highly gifted, very knowledgeable, was in a very suppressive religion, and she passed of a cancer. Because you see, they tell you it's tied to the brain, that only 1% of a population worldwide, not just in America, got. And it was because she had blocked chakras. Like the ancestors told me that's exactly what it was. And she came to me too and confirmed it. So that's why, like, once I came into my awakeness in my adult life, I realized, it's important for us from a physical standpoint, as well as a spiritual standpoint, to open up these energy centers and get back to ourselves. So I want to kind of pitch it to Chief and let him, because I know he got something,
So there's a couple things you touched on that's important. The crown chakra, right? So that's activating the anterior gyrus by activating the the pineal gland, right? The light that come in through your eyes hit the black dot at the base of your brain, and then it filters the energy through your brain to your prefrontal cortex, right? And your prefrontal cortex is your empathy network. Your this is why it's your conscience center, because if you love yourself and you conscious of who you are, when you see other people, you recognize them as a reflection of what you're seeing in yourself, right? So you have people greet each other, "What's up, reflection?" Right? Now, you started off talking about the root chakra in child sexual abuse trauma. When they rape those babies, they rupture the root chakra. It's called a shattered auricle. And if they ever start trying to wake up, they're gonna be all kind of psychologically off. Schizophrenia, paranoid, delusional. They're gonna be hearing voices. They really do be hearing them because they really there. They just an open channel for it now without no control of it because the shattered oracle. Now you're getting fragments of information coming in from multiple places, right? So this is why
Right,
it's important to protect those children, because the shattered oracle,
right, right.
right, effect, that ruins the adult. You spoil the sapling,
Yeah.
you'll spoil the tree, right? If you tie a sapling in the knot, the tree gonna grow in the knot. So then what they doing to the children is all based on the energies. This was the Babylonian sex magic that's written in Talmud and Mishnah.
Mm-hmm,
This is why they
mm-hmm,
traumatize the sexual
mm-hmm.
nature of the child, because it locks them into that chakra, makes them easier to control. That's the story of Sybil, the TV show Sybil, when the lady had all of those personalities. You remember that show, Elder?
Yep, I'm not gonna feel, but yeah, she had them multiple personalities because she was going through that, because when she was going through it, she had to like get outside of herself because she just couldn't process it, and she was creating another personality. And
Well,
yeah,
really,
so I know exactly what
what
you're talking
was
about.
really going on with her is she had been abused as a child, and she was a shattered oracle now.
Right.
And by her being as strong as
Mm-hmm.
she was spiritually, all of the energies coming in was just as strong as her, and they could take over at any given time.
Yeah,
So it's like
they
she's
did.
bleeding
Yeah, to
radio
protect her.
stations through one channel.
Right, 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 right. Yeah, and I'll tell you, and I'm gonna tell you another thing. I mean, which, because I'm not a person that's embarrassed or shame. Like, I'm a survivor of sexual child trauma, and you will block things out for your protection, right? Like, I until I was like 26, I was married time. Didn't even realize that it had happened until I was in counseling on some other stuff. And when it came out, I had my mind had blocked it out for 20 something, for almost 20 years.
Mm-hmm. That's common
And when it
in
came in, that's why when I say shadow work is a real thing.
yeah. But
That's
that's
a
how
real
come a
thing.
lot of people never find out about a lot of childhood traumas of varying different kinds, not just the sexual trauma, because the child defense mechanism is to block the memory out to protect the organism, right?
Right. And then you don't even know why you have issues, or why you maybe don't have healthy relationships or whatever. Because in psychology, they teach, because again, I told you, psychology is study of the soul, not study of the
Mm-hmm.
mind. And they teach you, until you deal with the place in which trauma occurred, you can never fully heal.
And
Right.
that's how we in these lifetimes,
Mm-hmm.
we end up curing generational curses. By getting to know ourselves, we can recognize the emerging trauma from past generations coming
Right.
back
And you will
in to
heal
recycle.
yourself.
Yeah.
Right, because in Reiki, like in Reiki, they teach you, and like once you get to Reiki level 2, right, they teach you something they call the bridge, which is our ancient, energy. Because they say basically it says it's no, because time is an illusion, so it's no
Mm-hmm.
past, no present, no future. So when I went and I was going through my shadow work, my dark night of the soul, or whatever word you give it, and I went back to not only my 6-year-old self who went through that trauma, but even my 4-year-old self who saw my mother attempt suicide, and I started creating people pleasing skills and didn't realize I was creating people pleasing skills that was carrying me into adulthood, to work life, to relationships, all these things. And so as my shadow work was going, I went to my 4-year-old self and healed myself, my 6-year-old self and healed myself in that moment, and then went into the future simultaneously and heal my future self, which is why I can talk about this and I can be fully present and know what I'm discussing, but not be having the tears and the pain associated with it. So that's why when they say when you heal, you can heal yourself in your past. You really literally are time traveling, you're time hopping, because we're astral beings and time does not exist. So you can go heal yourself in your past, do your shadow work in your present, and literally walk yourself in your future so you don't keep having those future issues. And that's why shadow work, you can't get past it. Like for us as divine goddesses, and I know after we kind of get to this, I want to really talk about Yoni themes. That's why I really believe, when you showed that sage, the city, and I know the sisters was saging the city, but also we got to sage our wombs via kind of Yoni themes. It's so important for us to heal our wombs because our wombs hold life. Our wombs is the center. Our wombs is a portal. Our wombs, we haven't been properly taught about womb care, and because of all the trauma that maybe some sisters may have gone through, whether it was trauma sexually, whether it was maybe being involved in relationships and you didn't know what was going on, whatever the issue or situation is, I feel like that's one of the first things the sisters have to do is that. And then also understanding and understanding, like what you brought up with the Lilith, of the various moon cycles, because the moon shifts. Like right now we're in the waning gigabus moon, so the moon shifts every 3 days. So we know that we know the moon is not real and it's a construct and it's blocking, but I can use what they try to use against me and I can use it against them,
They the
and
ones
that's
made
what
it
it's
fair. They
about.
the ones made it fair.
And Elder, can you pull up that moon chart for us?
I got you.
Thank you so much.
You want me? Okay, all right. You want this moon chart right here, or
The one that got the they say moon magic,
if
I
I
think
got
it's
you, I
the
got you right
blue
here.
one.
I got you. I
The
got
blue
you. I
one,
got
yeah. Yeah. So when you look at this, right? So we know, of course, we know it's a construct, it's whatever. But see, the thing is we use against them what they use against us. And so whether you do with your candles, your rituals, your sage, the city, your Yoni themes, I'm very strategic. And that's why, along with my astrology and using my stuff too, I use it. So when it's, for instance, we just had the Cancer full moon. See, the reason people were so emotional and so extra, first of all, was their full moon. It was under Cancer, but it was Yimi. And you notice after that full moon, you see how California and everywhere got all these damn floods in this weather. It's more water and everything else coming because the emotions, the divine feminine energy has been coming. And when it's under that energy, you can do, they say love, magic, or charging, but it's also banishing, cleansing, and clearing. Shit is clearing and cleansing up. Right now, we're in the waning gigabit. So right now, today, under Virgo, under Mother Virgo, and Rod just talked about Mother Virgo, it's the relinquishing, undoing bindings, cleansing, and undoing curses. What that means is any curse that they have placed against us, you, or us, or whatever, us as the divine goddesses and mothers, we can hit this two fronts. We can hit it in our city, saying we're taking our city back. So we literally have Virgo, which is a divine feminine energy, working with us, and we can do it in the physical. And then we hit it in the spiritual, and we can do whether it's our candle magic, our Yoni steams, and all that. So that's what I'm saying. We have to do that. what they call the last quarter, which would be the next moon that it hit in about 2 days. I want to say they'll probably be here by Friday. Is breaking bad habits. So anything that you know, like let's say you may have beef with somebody, you got something you like, look, I know I need to get over this because look, we got work to do and whatever. Relinquishing curses, banishing whatever. Getting over beef. If you got something, if you've been into it with your sister, your cousin, your friend, whatever it is, that's the energy that you use to get past that. That's what I'm saying. Like we use against them what they use against us, because when you see that stuff dropping in there, like for instance, that little football boy that it fell out, that was not no just falling out. That boy number was number 3. It happened, if you look at when the clock stopped, if you look at even when the picture that they showed on his page, the clock behind him, it said 1, 2, 3, 4. They had all them doggone threes. Everything, they do everything on the ritual. So you have to fight fire with fire sometimes. The other with
that take us to sweetening the waters. So
yeah.
hey Elder, I sent you a clip just now. You see if you can load that up. So the sisters had been asking me about connecting the doulas. So because people keep asking me where the doulas at for their area.
Yeah.
So about a week or so ago, I asked the sisters who wanted to be the one to organize across the land where the different doulas at. So when people looking for a doula, they had nowhere to go. And she ended up building a matriarch site for the matriarchs to link and connect up. And that's the clip I sent young Elder. I think he pulling it up. You pulling it up now, Elder?
Hey, you might have to send it to me to Instagram again.
Okay. Anyway, so they put the group together for to have a matriarch network, right? So the network, they'll be able to communicate with each other without no middleman, and like you can look on there and find out who's in your area that's got like minds. That's how you build bridges across lands in order to see who is who and what's what. What's the name of the page you want me to send it to, Elder?
The SYM page.
Got it. It should be coming in any second now.
All right.
Right. So also House of Reawakening Minds, Dr. G, have a sisters group for matriarchs to link up called WAR, which stands for the Women Are Ready. So y'all can reach out to Dr. G, like-minded sisters that's trying to raise a matriarch back up, which is actually restoring the law of the land of the indigenous tribes on tribal land according to the Indigenous Rights Act. And we need to activate FEMA by taking over, or not taking over, but establishing our government. We don't have no government. So we have no way to give people aid and assistance. And the other government is slowly losing its tentacle grip, right? Now, we showed y'all the police clothes. We ain't show y'all Cleveland closing, but we gonna pull that up later, Elder. So
hey, that video, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to get this video since it's not got no link to
it. Press it and hold it, and then it's gonna say save.
Yeah, I did that, but it don't let me slide it to my computer. Hold up. I might can do it. Hold up. Okay, yeah, okay. It's 15 seconds, right?
About that.
All right, hold up. Yeah. Just wait just a second. I got a way I'm gonna do it. Oh yeah, this joint is going crazy, son. Listening.
It's tripping. I think they're trying to clock you, man.
They did some upgrade on my computer right before the show.
Oh, okay, I got you.
And then it just started doing glitching and it's making my mouse to where I can't even control it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's like it's okay. All right, here we go. All right, so it ain't glitching now, is it?
No, it ain't no more.
All right, hold on, Rod. I almost got it. I know how to do it. All right, I gotta do it like this. Now let's see if it'll let me do it. Hey, Rob, if you're in the building, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you don't receive a notification from us every day, come back and check, man. We putting something out every day for you. We got an onslaught going on next week. It's gonna be so many tapes come out. Keep up, telling. I'm telling you. Watch what I tell you. We're gonna be like BET, rolling them like BET, man. Telling. All right, Rod, I almost got it. I gotta figure out what video was it. Is it that video? That ain't it. Just a second. Just about got it. You know, I'm a computer whiz. I know how to hack stuff.
Handle your business, Elder. You do
Do
what
your
you
thing, bro.
do.
Yeah,
I can't tell you how to do what you're doing because I probably couldn't do it. That might not be my lane. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Hey, that's why I
Hey.
take the tribe. That's why it's the tribe. Yeah.
Yeah. So we let everybody do the part they supposed to do.
Play my role. Play it right. Yeah.
Okay, it's in videos, but what video is it in? Which one is it? It's gotta be that one. Not that one.
Hit that thumbs up, hit that to subscribe.
Oh
If
yeah.
you want to Doula say something to the young elder, he dropped it in the cash app every 5 minutes.
Cash app.
You don't do this for the money.
Oh, you know how they doing it, man. They hold that video we put out last night, right? They holding it to get the maximum plays and then they monetize it. Or they might just did not monetize it. If it say
Oh wow. So what's the
curse
maximum
word.
plays, Elder?
Huh?
What's the maximum plays?
Like they'll let it go a couple days, like 3 or 4 days. Then after that, they only get like a couple plays a day. Then I don't make nothing off of it. So it's like,
wow.
Yeah. So they really every time I put a tape out, some of the tapes of Raw Hayes they good, but like the tapes where we talk about Native American stuff.
Oh,
you say something about that, they
hold
really,
it. They hold it on.
Yeah. If I put the extraterrestrial tape out, as soon as I get through getting off live, they approve it. But if Raw Hayes, yeah, I'm telling you, man. They like so they are running
Well,
like
this astrology. They may let this one roll through. They probably say this ain't nothing but astrology.
yeah. That's what they gonna probably do that. Yeah, on this one. Yeah. So I got the video, man, but it won't let me.
While you looking for that, so we talk about Sage the City. This is clearing the energy, that old stagnant, stale energy, to allow fresh energy to come in here. Right? Then we come together and we sweeten the waters. What do we mean by sweeten the waters?
Yeah, let's talk to them.
Right. So we talking about gifts to Mother Earth in her Oshun form. Right? It's easy gifts that you can pour into the running streams, creeks, and rivers.
Yeah.
That sweetens the water symbolically.
Yeah.
The physical enactment of the event triggers the spiritual reaction to the event that inspires an answer from higher source to the daughters of the earth when they call back the sweet water. So
and I really would love it be Friday. I really, because the day of Oshun is Friday too.
Well, when you do like when you're doing sweeten the waters, the women follow what they feel.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's for the energy to come back, even though Friday is sacred to Oshun, we might be working on behalf of all of the ancestors to bring Oshun back home.
Yeah.
So they all might want you to honor Oshun in their house or in their day, right? Because they all on the same page to return to Sweetwater.
Right.
So you got to read the energy as they all working together now.
Yeah, and like
So
you say, it may be different tribes. Like some women may do something different on one day, and some sisters may do something different on a different day.
now he pulled up the clip I sent him. It's about 15 seconds long. We're gonna let that play, and this is for y'all to know where to log on to the sisters that's trying to form a matriarchal network across the land. Go on here, play, Elder.
Guys, and I wanted to take a moment to share. Hi, it's Carrie Crystal Moonrise, and I wanted to take a moment to share with you a website that's been set up for organic to the land moms, matriarchs who are organic to the land.
That's it,
Hi,
right?
it's Carrie
Yeah.
Crystal
So
Moonrise.
that they
and I
didn't play the
wanted to
whole
take a
clip,
moment
but
to
if you
share
look
with
on there,
you
zoom
a
in to the
website that's
picture, Elder.
been
Can you
set up
zoom in on that?
for
Oh, I was saying,
organic.
Oh, it won't let me zoom in.
You see the two arrows pointing, the double head arrow up there at the top?
Okay, yeah. On this picture?
No, it's on the top bar.
Oh, okay, right there. Okay, there you go, right there.
Okay, now right click it.
I did.
Okay, right click it now.
I did.
Ain't no drop bar come down?
Nah, it did blow it up a little bit though, but it ain't do it all the way though.
Okay, so there's the website, protectthembabies.com.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted them to see, the website.
Okay.
Yeah.
We live, we lit, y'all.
So somebody could put that in the comments so they can copy it down. It's
Yeah.
protectthembabies.com.
Y'all pass it on forward. It's shared like y'all share everything else. Share it.
And this is where, if y'all know a doula, ask her to subscribe to this so that the people in her area can find her. This is where we want to direct all of the local doulas to, so the people in the area can have a doula with them. We got to stop letting our sisters go into these hospitals without a trained professional with them, because we can't trust them people.
Right.
They telling y'all your baby's still born and you never see him again all the time. He up for adoption in Europe.
We need to be having our babies back at home if we can.
Yep. So that's the doulas and midwives. If we can get them to get a page on that site, that'd be gorgeous. Yeah. And remember the House of Reawakened Man, Dr. G got Women Are Ready group. That's matriarchs that's just trying to link across the land. Right. And then she just put together a platform for us to do private meetings with up to, I think she said, 50,000 people. So when we talk about sweeten the waters, we talk about women doing women healing circles, right? Being around other women just because y'all, women. Learning to balance the energy off your sisters is more healing than y'all ever know. Y'all don't know the power of it because you've been restricted from it.
And I'm a witness to that. Me connecting with some sisters, just this year, it's been healing for me and been healing for them.
Then you got to know how to properly read the energies, because like if you don't read the energies right, you'll respond the wrong way to somebody that's going through something.
Right.
Because you think they losing their mind or something.
Right.
Because they acting out of character.
And sometimes people may be going through a spiritual mounting where
Yeah, or
they're
they're
being
open channel that's blocked open.
right, right. And sometimes people may be going through, like we just talked about, through shadow work, and shadow work is not pretty. Like people, these white people that had y'all with this love and light, love and light. Like no, spirituality is not no always love and like sometimes you go through a dark thing, but the thing is your sister saying, okay, listen, okay, you cried, you got it out, okay, you need a day to yourself, and then I come back the next day and I still love you. You're not gonna run me off. I'm here because most of them being used to people being running everybody off, everybody leaving them, everybody abandoning them, everybody doing them wrong, and they not used to genuine love. And that's what we have to get back to.
Yeah. And that's why when you activate the patriarchy, women are getting together and they ain't trying to figure out who chasing who man. They trying to figure out how we gonna make tomorrow better for these
That
children than
part.
today was. If
I
they
know this.
focus on that, then we can focus on protecting them with the least amount of resistance. We don't want a resistance from the people we trying to protect,
Right. And us
right?
sharing our gift, talent, skills, and abilities. I may have a gift or a skill that you don't have, and I can share with you. You may have something I don't have, and you share with me, and we share stuff, and we learn and grow, and then we share with the community because I may know certain herbs that you don't know. You may know something I don't know, and we can grow it because we got to get back to our like Chief say doulas. We got to get back to our natural medicines. We have to get back to our teaching our babies because eventually they got homeschooling, get them out these schools. We just got to get back to it, but we got to work together as a tribe.
Mm-hmm. It takes a village to raise a child, not because a mother can't raise a child by herself or a father can't raise a child by herself. The village raised the child so that the child is not at war with the village as an adult.
But the village raised us though. When I was coming up, and I mean, I ain't before the fourth, my mama had to work and my daddy worked. So when I got from school, the reason they called Gen X latchkey kids is we was able to be 6, 7, 8 and walk from school home because my mama knew the cross street neighbor, Miss Hazel, was gonna be there because she was the neighborhood, literally the neighborhood babysitter. She was gonna make sure we all had an after school snack. They was gonna watch out for us. Somebody else was gonna give us something, let us in the house, because it literally was the neighborhood raised the kid. And when I went to my whether it was a grandma house or another grandma house, whatever hood I was at, it was the same type of scenario. And somehow we got into a separatism type of movement, and we got to get back away from that because that wasn't that long ago that even I was raised like that.
Mm-hmm. So I got a couple of reading lists for doulas, and they own different types of health, alternative health. They on my Facebook page. I'm gonna do a cash and receipt doula series where I'm gonna go over them and go over why I'm referring these particular books to the doulas. Because when we get to the doula center, the ones who had the books and already then went through them, be able to assimilate the information much faster than the ones who got to wait till they get there to get the books, right? So part of it is, like he just pulled up Yoni Steams.
Yeah, that's mine because I was gonna kind of go over that after you finish your doula stuff because I do want to go over that with the
Right.
sisters.
So the doulas partner with what's known as Yoni priestesses,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they teach vaginal health, but they also teaching you to harness the magical powers of a portal that goes directly to the prime source. It's magic if you understand how to keep the pH balance stabilized in the vagina. You can't even catch a disease, but they don't tell you that.
Yeah. And if you look at this thing that Elder got put up, the reason he put us up, I sent this to him. It say, you understand help not only like you said with the spiritual side, but PCOS, whether it's cramps, dissolving mucus, like he was talking about the PHS, PMS, scar tissue, weight loss, hot flashes. You've had hysterectomies, wound trauma. So we was talking about, getting over the trauma of the womb from sexual child trauma, vaginal dryness, fibroids, bladder infections, irregular menstruals, because we really ain't supposed to even be having menstruals, but that's another discussion. Painful menstruations, imbalances of hormones. So just a lot of stuff that they've been giving us pills for. We used to Yoni steam.
Yeah. So somebody say a doula and Yoni priestess are one and the same. They can be, but the doulas normally focus on the childbearing part, the child psychology, and
Right.
helping the mother
Mhm.
as like a life assistant. Whereas the Yoni priestesses
Right.
is more dealing with the sacred sciences behind using the power of the Yoni, right? But
Right.
sometimes
I'm more of
doulas
a
and
Yoni priestess. I don't deal with the childhood. Yeah.
mhm. So that's the difference between a Yoni priestess. But a Yoni priestess can also be a doula, and a doula can also be a Yoni
Yeah.
priest.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Mhm. So we study
Yeah.
different fields of medicine, herbology. A lot of people don't know that our understanding of the healing of herbs came from those women who understood by the texture and the feel of the plant what it do. The women was the ones who taught the shamans how to read the vegetation to know what was healing and what was toxic.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, to
Yeah.
pull up while he talking about that, the one thing I sent you about Yoni herbs, like it's things that women can eat that's even, I sent it to you, and it should be in there, that talk about the different herbs women can eat. It may be in there. If not, then I,
So somebody say, wouldn't that all tie in the Tantra and Kama Sutra? Kama Sutra is part of
absolutely.
the studies of a Yoni priestess automatically anyway.
Yeah.
Tantra is learning to control your inner chi, right? So they can use Tantra and they can use Kama Sutras in the teaching of the skill.
Yeah.
I don't think you sent me that one.
I teach courses. I had sent it to you earlier, but let me here. I'm a check your can you check IG Elder?
On okay, all right, hold up. That's on my other phone. Hold up just a second.
But yeah, what you're saying
Yeah,
about
so
Tantra and Kama Sutra, yeah, that's true. Because I actually teach courses on Tantra and Kama Sutra, and you're right, because all to me, whether they call it Reiki, energy, Yoni steaming, Tantra, Kama Sutra, all of that is dealing with energies, chi, controlling it. And with Tantra, it's like a lot of people think it's only sexually based, but it's not. It's about controlling and harnessing the energy and connecting the auras and the chakra and the energies, in particular, if you're connecting with your divine partner that you're with. The Kama Sutra is really learning to harness the energy. So, like with me, I'm not assigned, and my assignment is not called to be a doula, but I am more assigned of teaching like Yoni priestess, I guess if you would call that the Reiki, Kama Sutra, and Tantra. That's more my other energy outside of being an astrologer and stuff.
mhm. So for those who's watching, Kelly Love is putting a lot of the herbs and stuff in that helps with the women's issues. Um, I figured I'd mention that because that's pretty good stuff she putting in there. Anyway, so when we talking about the return of the Sweetwater, you there's a couple things sacred to Oshun that you give for offering. Pull
Mm-hmm.
up yellow corn,
Mm-hmm.
Elder. on Google. Just pull up yellow corn on the picture, on the images.
All right, give me a second. I'm sliding these pictures she just sent me to the phone, into the computer.
Okay. You can put that up while you look for the other one if you want.
Well, it ain't gonna let me do it because I'm on the screen. It's gonna show me on my phone sliding it to there.
Mm-hmm.
Do this first. I gotta slide it to there first. All right, this is 2 right here. I'm almost done. Just give me. I'm almost done. All right, boom. You say pull up corn, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got you. All right, there we go. Yellow corn.
Mm-hmm. So in the indigenous culture of the Americas, we use corn for all type of celebratory events. We had different types of corn, but the yellow corn is sacred to Oshun.
Right. Mhm.
All right. You want me
So
to get a carb or?
it don't matter. You could just scroll the page. You don't even got to say the picture.
All right, I got you.
Yeah. So as you see the yellow corn, you got different strains of yellow corn. You got the white in there, but all of the yellow corns can be offered as rituals to Oshun by pouring them into the river. Right. So you go pour them into the river, the lakes, and the streams, and thank Oshun for returning the sweet water, and that's called sweetening the waters. Right. So also when you look at the nature of offering corn to Oshun at the water, on the water side, you also feeding the local fish, right? Because that's coming out of the Piscean age too. You above water in the Aquarian age because you walking in the air. Okay, the next thing we gonna go to is honey. Raw honey. Now, anytime you do an offering to ancestral forces, it's always best to try to get the most organic thing possible. But when it's not possible, then your due diligence makes any other offering become a worthy offering. So to sweeten the waters also, you put honey in water and swish it around, and you offer it to Oshun at the lakes, rivers, and streams, and you show gratitude for her returning the sweet waters, right? So you
And
see
this
the
is similar
color
to
of the
also
raw
what we
honey.
did in the ceremony.
Yeah. So you see the color of the raw honey and the color of the corn are similar.
Yeah.
Also, you can sweeten the water with orange squash, pumpkin. You can sweeten the waters with papaya. She loved papaya. Yep. Sacred to Oshun. You're talking about the return of the sweet water. The energy that is the energy that put the war spirits to rest so that we can benefit from the golden age as an age of peace.
Right.
No, ocean water is Oye and Yemiya. A canal system is an artificial man-made stream. If the water is not stagnant, you can use a canal.
But it's gotta be fresh. It can't be salt.
No, no salt water.
No salt water for ocean. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. All those are sacred to calling back the sweet waters. When women are doing this, they gonna feel a giddy sensation, right? And a swelling of confidence. Because you symbolically on the earth moving the energy you want moved in the spirit. This is what they don't want you
And
to
if you
know.
want to do something in your house, and if you like can't get to the water, like if you want to do something in your house for Oshun, like of course yellow is her color, so yellow candle on a Friday. 5 is her number. She likes like if you want to do an altar, she likes sunflowers. 5 is the number. 5 lemons or 5 oranges. So everything is in the number 5s or yellows or honey. And if you give her honey, you have to taste it first because Oshun was poisoned in one of her previous lives. So she's not very trustworthy. So you taste it first before you offer it to her, even before you put it in the river. You should always taste it first before you offer it. And of course, if you have a bell, ring it.
Somebody said, what about black
Oshun's
honey?
very
What about what?
Black honey.
You got to use yellow honey, raw honey for black is also a color for Oshun because she turned into the blackbird when she went to go see
Black
Olodumare.
raven. Yeah.
Yeah. All this changed the energy frequency by doing what's called ceremonial magic, calling forth ancestral forces that they don't want you calling on, because that's when they're gonna start telling you it's evil.
They call them familiar spirits in the Bible. Familiar spirits.
That's all they do is call them
And
spirits in the Bible
they
and
say
in the
she get the
church.
peacock.
Yeah, familiar means
and
family.
Oshun get the peacock, and you're a filler.
Yeah. So
and you and wherever Oshun do, because Oshun, Yimiya gonna be there. Anything Oshun do, Yimiya, because that's her baby. And then Abatala loves him some Oshun. Abatala gonna always come near wherever Oshun is. Because
and that's who they trying to, that's the energy they trying to appease so he can settle down before Oshun come back. They trying to appease that warrior energy. Right. So you sage the city, you push away the negative energy, then you come behind it with the sweetening waters. And then you can do
and the reason it's important to sweet.
Then you could do white candle rituals on the 7th, 8th, and 13th, and the 21st.
And reason it's important to sweeten the waters is most people only hear about the sweet side of Oshun, but they don't understand or understand, because if you're in Haitian voodoo, that's Freya, but or Ezra Dentor, but they don't understand the warrior side. Or if you're looking at Yimiya, that's La Serene or Mommy Water. And so they've been so fierce and in war spirits, so we're trying to get them back to their big mama sweeter side. So
that's why all of the big mamas curse everybody out right now.
Because they've only showed one side.
But we forget, but a big mama the same one that you hide under her skirt when the bully chases you. Now, when the bully leaves, she's gonna cuss you out and tell you the next time you come running back, I'm gonna run your ass back the other way. But the first time, she's gonna let you run up under her dress and hide until she tell you.
I think about your mama, because I know my kids say, "Mama, you have 2 voices. You could be sweet or you could whatever." That's your big mama, the one that if your kids say somebody picked on you at the bus, she go to their bus stop, cuss the kid out, the parent out, the whole bus out, and the bus driver out. But then she'll get home and then she'll be sweet because she protective of her flock. So that's Oshun, that's Gimme out. Like they got two sides.
Hey, so this
So when she been at war, and she been at war for so long.
I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
So the equivalent to her will be what, Hathor or Isis, or it's a
Well,
separate deity that was all through it in itself.
Okay, so the energy signature,
no, I mean, like, well, no, if you look at
the energy signatures overlap. When you're looking for the Oshun energy, you're looking
yeah,
for the love goddess, the one who brings the love energy.
yeah, so
Yeah, that was Hathor.
Venus, Freya, I said, yeah, all of
Yeah, Hathor was the goddess of everything they saying right here when they explain which this god is. It's the same attributes as Hathor.
Mm-hmm. That's how you know across cultures
Mhm.
that they're talking about the same character, but adapted to suit the culture of the people.
Yeah, the name, the language, the linguistics.
Right.
It's kind of like
Now,
in Hindu, you had, I think it's a Kami, but then she turned to goddess Kali over there. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same energy, but it can flip. So it doesn't matter which culture, it always flips.
mm-hmm. Now Kali Ma is the mother of the thugs. The Thuggee is the ones
Yeah.
who held Kali Ma in high esteem.
Oh, they did work for her.
Mm-hmm. Because they was the ones robbing the tax collectors on the highway. They call it the Robin Hood, steal from the rich, give to the poor.
Wow, those was the real Robin Hood. Mm-hmm.
Yep. In Europe, they call them ruffians, and they call them Thuggee in India. Over here, they just call us gangbangers. Thuggee, Thuggee. There you go. Just be your OG call. I'm calling out to all my ruffians. She's on life support. Man, this game is really suffering.
Like Tupac said, ambitious as a rider. I won't deny it. I'm a straight rider. You don't want to. That song I sent you when we was in the mode the other day. There you go, right there. That's it.
You see, she got that
Yeah, that's
sucker head.
calling my babies right there.
Hey, you see what that head
And you
at,
see she
Elder?
blue too, like me, I'm telling
Yeah.
And what number do Ali say with his left hand?
They bump left. What you mean? What you mean?
They came in hostile on the left bump, right?
Yeah.
And Mama took their head.
I'm with you.
And you know that CERN machine has something similar to that symbol of that goddess Kalima on they
That was I think that was
CERN did had tried to
Pantangeli.
have a symbol.
That was a different deity. I forgot what it was. I think it was Siva.
Was it see? Okay, I thought CERN had something that was similar to that goddess Kalima too.
That's because they got all them arms. All of them arms
Yeah.
is okay. What that mean is every arm is a master of something different. The more arms do you have, that's like saying PhDs. How many PhDs you got? Every arm is a PhD. She got a PhD in taking heads and taking names.
Period.
Okay, look. Now type this one in, Elder. It's Hashashin. H-A-S-H-A
Hey, spell it again, Rod.
It's HASHAEE.
I got it. It's a Hindu god.
It's not a god.
It's a regular dude.
Hashashin.
Oh, 2 words. Oh, see, they're doing it. Look at it. Look at it, bro. I'm telling you. They hacking my shit.
Dang.
Look, they hacking it.
Yeah, they
What?
hacking your way.
The screen, can y'all see that black screen?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's this dude right here. Like a Knights of Templar assassin or something.
The picture up above that and over to the left, that picture right there. No, go back
Here?
the other way. 2 pictures to the right.
Right here.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's them. Go to the main page and let's read who they was.
Okay, got you. Man, come on. Oh no. Here we go.
Mhm.
They were termed. Okay. Here we go. The term Hashin was used to describe absent-minded criminals and used derogatory in all the Muslim sources referred to as Nazaris.
You know who that is, right?
The Nazis. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
that's no Sears.
No.
Those are light bearers.
Mm-hmm.
Those are Sufis of the green light. You know who the Sufis of the green light is?
Oh yeah.
Right. So remember, they said this was a derogatory term
Mm.
to refer to them. That ain't what they called themselves. Right? Now, the light bearers or the Sufis of the green light, this is where your word assassin come from. Because they called them that because they was high on the ganja in the form of hashish. And they was all telepathically connected like the chiefs on the land when they be chiefing.
Mm.
So they know who the traders is, but the trader don't know who they is.
Damn.
And with the 2-hour mark, y'all want to take some questions?
Yeah, we're gonna take about 4 questions and then we're gonna wrap it up, Elder.
Hey, drop those questions in the link for the brother Raw Hayes and the sister.
So Nas' name, Nasir, was named that because his father knew that his son was gonna grow up to be a chief.
Mm. Hey, Etta, while we wait on the question, can you open up real quick just the Yoni steam herbs real quick, the 2 slides, just so I can just share it with the sisters real quick. Yeah, you can just do just that one. Yeah, if you just want to show that one real quick. So yeah, if it's any sisters want to look at different things and herbs they can do to just take that's good for the Yoni, these are different ones and it's different descriptions. If some sisters want to DM me on Instagram, I can send y'all different stuff through the DM. But this is one of the ones, or some of the ones, it's a more extensive one, but I can kind of go into details on this as well as some different stuff for Yoni steams that works with us, as well as foods to eat and other things. So, you know, in addition to kind of what Chief was talking about every Friday, well, not just every Friday. I guess I'm used to Friday because I do Oshun days, but whatever days your spirit tell you, working with the sweet water. In addition to us asserting our matriarchal rights within our individual cities, because we have to be participants.
Okay, so the church got something called the communion. Y'all familiar with that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh
You
yeah.
know what the communion is,
Drinking
right?
reptilian blood, vampire style. No, go ahead.
It's simulated cannibalism.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if you simulate a thing, that's ceremonially magic, using the same thing as if you did the thing itself.
Right. Right. Mm-hmm.
Spiritually, you're a cannibal.
Hey, so for the people that was in here, that's the religious people in the chats, and they were saying that the Oshun is a ritual, but then they go right in the church and drink blood for a white dude that they never did know, they can't even prove that existed, and they drank blood, and they say, "Oh no, see that's different. See, that's the game, man. That's the game."
That is. That's what you call true witchcraft. Because even if you look in their Bible, in your Bible, they called the wise men wise because they followed astrology. In your Bible, if you look at the zodiacs, 12 zodiacs, each zodiac represents a disciple, and the sun that sits in the center, in which they call Jesus, is Christ consciousness. It's all parables. And even if you read your Bible, it says, I speak to you in these parables. So, and if even, which is, because my original family is Louisiana Hoodoo people. And the reason they even use the Bible is they understand that Psalms and Proverbs are literally books of spells and rituals. They knew that it wasn't a literal book. So if you reading Psalms 91 out your Bible, you putting a curse on people who you feel is doing you wrong. If you trying to manifest money, you was reading Psalms 23 or Psalms 27. If you feel you had a hidden enemy, you was reading Psalms 46. So I could come to you with the Bible all day, because I used to be, back when I was in church, an ordained minister. So I can do that Bible with you all day.
And they dunk you in water, and they say, "Nah, see, that's different. See, that's baptism. See,
but the first baptism was in your mama womb when you was in that belly. That's the first baptism.
Go ahead.
So let's talk about it. The first baptism actually is, no, let me go back. The first baptism was when that sperm met that egg. And then that first baptism afterwards was when you came out of that womb, when you was in that womb in that water, and they just, all they did was assimilate and store whatever. And the first God you ever knew was your mama, because when you couldn't walk, when you couldn't talk, when you couldn't eat, when you couldn't do nothing, you had to go lay on your mama's breast and get it to get what you need. So let's really talk about it, because they ain't never created nothing. And even if you go back to the original thing, because even when I do teach astrology, and I'm right now, because everybody knows Western astrology, so I teach you it, but the original, whether you go Chemite or whatever, all the youngest religion is Christianity. And let's discuss Christianity. Let's talk about it. The Council of Nicaea created the Bible in 325 AD, which was Constantine, who was actually a homosexual. Okay, not that I have anything against it, but let's just talk about it, because he was trying to save his Roman Empire. And that's why Christianity and occultism, which is by Baal, is heavily intertwined with Wiccan and witchcraft and devil worshiping, because he wasn't even no quote unquote Christian. The same Christ, or whoever if you think it's a Christ, why they all intertwined, it's because they was trying to save this Christianity. He was trying to take over the Roman Empire. And so he had to figure out, okay, how can I do this? Well, what can I do? Well, first of all, they was like, let me throw out all these different books, because I need to pick out the few books I want. See, if you say nothing should be added, nothing should be taken away, how you going to take away the books and want to hide scrolls and kill people and do this? Number one. Then number two, how are you going to say, I'm going to add say Jesus rose in the spring when it really wasn't even historically accurate, but you put it on the holiday of what you called your goddess Ishtar, which was really a sex ritual where people were sleeping together, man with woman, man with man, man with woman, and they was rolling over like an egg, which is why you got the Easter egg. Why Easter egg got to do with Jesus in the resurrection? Because it's really on their goddess Ishtar. Okay, and what they were saying is, okay, we don't really know who your baby daddy is, because everybody was screwing everybody. And if you want to talk about your Christmas holiday you just had was really on the winter solstice, because see, I can talk with this all day, which is from December 21st through December 24th, when your stars align and staying still, which was your Orion's belt, okay, right? And that's the whole cross that did that cross. That was really the cross. If you really want to say it, really got them flipped. And that's why they do Yule, Y-U-L-E, okay? And they do their Wiccan, they do a whole lot of witchcraft stuff, and they call Jesus, and they say it rise because actually for 3 days, the sun and the moon stay still and don't rise. And then on that 3rd day, it rises. And that's where you get the 3rd day. So that's why I say they really have the stuff all mixed over. And so that's why they say that the wise men saw the stars in the sky and they were wise, because they're really doing the winter solstice. It don't got nothing to do with no Jesus and no birth and no Christmas. And that's why it don't matter what year, Christmas always going to be December 25th, because they follow in astrology. And that's why Easter always, sometimes it's in March and sometimes it's in April, because they doing the spring solstice. And they do it around their little witchcraft stuff. So you can believe whatever. And your divination is you going to the church to listen to a man to give a word when God is within. And he told you greater works that you're supposed to do than you, because really you're supposed to be God. So you're not even following your own word and your own Bible.
I'm not holding it back. Don't look for me to pull it back. God shouldn't started it. God wouldn't have let it get started.
Hey, that like what the stuff that Rod be saying, that when he be talking, Rod really talking a whole nother language. Really, people not gonna really hear him unless they got the bloodline. It's a certain bloodline that can hear Rod. They ain't gonna be able to hear him if they don't got the wizard bloodline. Because some of us are wizards and some of us not, or witches, or what they would term.
And really, Rod just be talking at a 34th degree angle. Really, what it is if you, let's talk about Rod. Really is the immertabs of talk, and what Baba, which is Dr. York, talking about the 720 degrees. See, these people start only 33 degrees of knowledge, because I know, because my family do come from the bloodline, because they went in so they could steal the knowledge back to get us out the amnesia spell. And Rod just give y'all just really a little bit. He just give y'all 34 degrees because he just got to speak just a little bit above, because they can't catch it no goddamn way, because they ain't got the keys in their bloodline. So really, it's just, you got to read, you got to participate. Everybody can't give you everything. So you just got to catch it a little bit, but you got to get out the illusion, and you can't keep believing this lie that they done told you. And if you want to stay and you want to believe the lie and you want to be asleep, then stay asleep. But don't come over here where everybody woke and then want to come over here and cause disruption and confusion. Because see, at the end of the day, I told you I'm a warrior and I'm going to slay you out at the end of the day, because what you're not going to do is you're not going to come over here with no confusion.
The Phoenix.
Not on my watch.
Somebody keep asking in the comments, is Big Mama and the Great Sea Dragon the same? Bobby Hemmett said so. So why you asking me if Bobby Hemmett already answered the question? We just showed you Tawaret was the representation of a hippopotamus, and the hippopotamus is the female that run the water.
And she got a alligator on her back.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We use hippopotamus oil and alligator fat to anoint the pharaohs and priests in ancient Kemet. We really used it over here prior, because the alligator fat, because we use it for like kind of like a lotion. We make a lotion out of it. The natives and down in Louisiana, the Chata.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
We used to use it when we go hunting. Cover it on our body with it when we go hunting.
Yeah, mosquito repellent. Yeah, you can look
Mosquito
it up.
repellent, and it suppresses the natural scent of the human body when you're trying to hunt for wild game.
Exactly.
And it's a good moisturizer when you take it off.
Another thing to add to what y'all was talking about Easter. Little do they know, it's about fertility, because the galactical war is about fertility. So it's really alchemy when they make black people Nubians, Moors, for people that don't like that term, whatever term you like, right? That you want to call yourself. When we go hunt colored eggs, they called us colored. It's all alchemy. It's all alchemy to deal with the colored egg, the colored fetus. And the rabbits don't lay eggs. Rabbits represent fertility. Why? Because in the springtime, rabbits have babies. They have a lot of mating going on.
And they tried to steal the energy of Oshun because Ishtar was basically their Greek flip off of Oshun, because it was originally our ceremony to Oshun. But we taking our shit back.
Yeah, it's a wrap. We didn't already finished them off already. That's why hey, you can relax. You can relax now.
Hey, pull up that picture I sent you of Brandon Lee from The Crow.
Brandon
that
Lee.
quote on.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me see if I got that joint in here. I think I might have already put it in there, but let me just make sure. The Crow joint. The Crow. I know I had to, I just seen it in there. The Crow joint. The Crow joint. All right, hold on just a second. I gotta do a little maneuver. I know I had that Crow joint. Yeah, so while they got us talking about the Bible and talking about Jesus, they doing all of our shit on us and then laughing at us. And you know what they said? You know, we sit in on the because me with one of my masters, I used to do mirror work. And if you know Rod know about the mirror work, he a high-powered alchemist. Now it's dangerous if you ain't if you're like me, I don't really like going by myself until I get completely all the fear off of me. When you go through there, you can't have no fear on you when you walk through the mirror. And because you can get trapped in there if you get scared. But what happens is I can sit there and if you got a mirror in your house, a high-powered alchemist can use a mirror and can look into your house. And so you can look into and if they real high power and they can do the chant, I ain't gonna say the chant on live because it's a secret.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's a chant where you can open up that mirror and walk through. It's a vortex. You can come out. I could come out in your house out the other mirror and you scare the crap.
We call it mirror magic. Yeah, mirror work. Yep.
Yeah. But it's the most dangerous form of alchemy to do mirror.
Oh yeah, don't play with it unless you know it, and you better did your shadow work before you do it too.
Yeah. See, me and Raw know what I'm talking about though, but yeah, but we looked in on them, man, and saw what they was doing. And the witches, when they had a bonfire, and we saw what they was doing, and they said, long as the good witches never wake up and realize they witches, they'll never beat us. Long as they
right,
witches,
that's the real looking glass.
They'll never beat us. We winning right now because they don't even know they got the power. Now, save Christianity. Christianity do give you, like you said, the Bible is really a witch book, so it do give you spells to go against these people, like the no weapon against me shall prosper. You say these things like that they indentation.
That Psalms 91 is one of the most powerful spells against them. That Psalms 91. That's why I say they, like you say, they in the South, they think we dumb, they think we stupid, they think we talk with a Southern drawl, but they don't know them old Southern women. They had power when we was using a book against them up in Louisiana and in the South.
I told them when they thought the women wasn't doing nothing but going to play bridge every Saturday, that the bridge club was building bridges so we could put the community back together. Them old ladies in the bridge club.
Yep.
Bridging families, making arrangements. Backdoor wheeling and dealing because them dirty motherfuckers, the men on the other side is plotting to take over. They plotting strategy to defend and maintain what they already got.
Wow.
Hey, you
And
talking about
that's
this
why
right here,
mama
right?
boys is on the loose.
And you know what's the crazy part about it, Rod and Elder? They, like you were saying, that they said, you know, we winning because basically the good witches or whatever word they want to give it don't know. The crazy part about it is we the ones taught them, like you were saying, the Salem witch trials was us getting killed. We
Yep,
had gave them that, we
exactly.
gave them the magic, and then they turned our shit against us.
And you
That's
know
the
something?
crazy part about it.
You know some all those people that we seen through that mirror, all of them were doctors, lawyers,
Mhm.
politicians. They all had high-ranking positions in the government and everything. And I was like, man, this is a lot of people that's witches, that's government, that's doctors, that's sacrificing people every day in the hospital. I
Well,
worked at the
yeah, the
hospital
key,
too.
the root word of pharmaceutical or pharmacy is pharma. Like, yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Mhm.
People don't know that. That's why, like Ross saying, getting out the hospitals or getting off the medicine and getting back to our herbal medicine. Like, that's why one of the main things they did was turning stuff into the mental institutions, like with the castles. If we didn't bound to the stuff, they called you crazy, or they put us on medicines, or they did the electric shock therapy, or they got into the hospitals and, you know, took us at the birthing centers. They used medicine. That was a form of sorcery.
And, you
Yep.
know, hey, some of them even was preachers and pastors of mega churches. They was in there. They were witches, real
They
witches.
the main ones. That's why they used it. It was a front. It was monetary. It was medicine. It was through the religion. It was a front. Like, people think that the war, I mean, yes, it was physical and it did get blooded, but like Rod always say, when they said too many was dying, Big Mama say basically stop, then they moved the front. That's how they flipped it.
And they made themselves look like the good witches and call themselves all these terms. And then they told us that we the bad witches. And
And
that
that's when they turned, that's light versus dark, and made dark look bad, made the word black or dark seem bad, and that white was good. And when they it was a reverse psychology. I mean, it was narcissism and gaslighting at its finest.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but don't try that meal work at home though. For real though. Like for real.
Yeah, unless you know what you're doing. Like, I mean, I have experience, like I've done it before, so I know, but again, that's because of who I am. And I also have all 9 of my lifetime. So I move a lot differently than most people. But no, I definitely wouldn't advise people to do that.
Yeah, my ex,
Unless, yeah.
Hey,
my
read what
ex,
that say, young elder.
huh?
Read what that say.
It says, hold on, let me move this little piece out the way. It says, mother is the name of God for God on the lips and hearts of all children.
That's the crow, the raven, the blackbird.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. That's the middle one, not the crone, but the crow. Yeah.
No, the crow is the most intelligent bird. It's one of the most intelligent species of birds on the planet.
Well, that's the middle one. The crone is the oldest one. The like the basically the big mama, the older one. The mother, which is the crow, is the middle one.
Yeah, also, you know, to add to this, because this is all dealing with like the dark magic and all that. That's what they call it, dark, right? But my ex-girl, she tried to go into the mirror and got trapped into the mirror. And then yeah, she didn't come back. She got trapped. And I think she's still there. And I loved her so much. I was gonna try to go in and get her out, but it's too dangerous. It's too dangerous.
Yeah,
So,
you don't. Yeah.
hey, I'm gonna tell you how you know when they do it. When she did it and got trapped, another being, the beings that's controlling this gateway, they call the mirror beings. It's another terms for them too. You watch Freddy Krueger, they show you about it,
Yeah.
right?
They roll back in, that spirit roll back in with her, essentially is what happened.
Yeah, it took over her body, and then
Took her body.
she didn't even remember who I was.
It happened with people like that when they astral travel too.
Yeah, it can happen astral traveling, but it's way more dangerous. The astral traveling has got people protecting that area, protecting it. The mirror is all forbidden, and it's not protected like the astral travel plane is. See, it's beings like the Arcturians. They protect the mirror. They protecting the astral plane, so you could travel. So a certain degree, a level, you could travel to a certain area, but they cut you blocked until you graduate from this school. So you go up to like a certain level of the Akashic records if you're a high master, but you trapped you blocked at a certain dimension. At the highest part of the fourth dimension, you block. They won't let you go into the fifth unless a master pull you up, pull your vibration up to the fifth dimension. So most time when people astral plane, the highest they ever go is the fourth dimension. That's the highest they go, because we trapped here until it's a prison. Trapped in a prison. But yeah, she came back and she didn't remember me. She started treating me different. She didn't remember. And then eventually, she passed away because the spirit, because her dad is a high power wizard. And her dad found out that the spirit took over and he cast the demon out, and she died like 2 days later.
That's why you shouldn't sleep with mirrors in front of your bed or either TVs. Like, a lot of people don't know that, but if you because our hoodoo, our big mamas just tell us, don't never sleep with no mirrors. A lot of people be keeping mirrors in their rooms. Like, I don't have a mirror at all nowhere in my room, but you should never sleep with a mirror directly in front of your bed, and you really not supposed to sleep with a TV in front of your bed, because that's why they call TVs black mirrors, because it has a reflection. So like, even when you go to hotels and stuff like that, you should try to not do that, or try to get adjacent or move it or cover it or something like that, because you really should try to avoid those reflections, especially while you sleep, because while you're asleep, you're in the astral realm as well. And then they also say, you shouldn't have a mirror in front of your toilet in your bathroom, because that's how you flush your money. You keep losing your money. I know that's all Louisiana hoodoo thing too. So we don't ever have mirrors in front of your toilets either.
Hey, if you want to know what they're trying to do, go watch the new Space Jam movie with LeBron James, where they trap him in a virtual reality world. That's the whole game plan. That's why they came out with all these devices and these devices on the streets. These new types of phones where you can't take the battery out, all that. This is all part of
the front and back camera too.
Yeah. They got 3 cameras on the back, 4, 5 cameras on the phone.
Pull up go to Google, pull up Ruth Montgomery, Strangers Among Us.
Who's Montgomery's Strangers Among Us?
I'll tell you ever seen and watched that show on Netflix, Black Mirror, or even the show Blacklist? They be dropping them bombs that heat them undercover messages too, and let you know what's really going on at them.
Yeah, that guy that played that, David Spader.
Yeah, because that's the show Blacklist, but as well as the show Black Mirror, they be having some deep episodes too. But yeah, Blacklist give you all the tea. Especially when he talk about the invisible hand. Ooh, that's one of my favorite episodes.
Hey, say that phrase again, Rod. It said who?
Ruth Montgomery, Strangers Among Us.
Ruth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Ruth Montgomery. Okay, I got you.
That was crazy, Elder, what you were sharing though. Wow.
Yeah, she got trapped in the mirror, man. And then when her dad, he was one of my teachers, one of my first teachers in a wizard, as a wizard. And my granddad was a wizard too. He used to do it too, but Mr. Mandela knew that she got took out by that she got swiped out. He knew this dude was so high powered of a wizard, he didn't even cry because he knew that she was trapped in that mirror. Yeah. And he said that I want to know because she was doing, I wonder who taught her how to do that, because I ain't never teach her how to do it. And I wonder what made her want to go into the mirror. And what she was doing, she was trying to go into the mirror to see her future, and go into the mirror to see like events that was gonna happen, so she can play like the lottery or something, get the numbers and try to win. That's what she was doing, trying to be greed. She was going in there off of greed on the mirror. Yeah.
Well, she could have did that in the astral realm too.
Yeah. Yes, I know that now since I wrote the book, The Dream Scroll. I broke it all down, but
Yeah,
I didn't know all of what I know now about that part. But
right.
yeah, I
You
ain't really
know,
know much about the
if you
mirrors.
if you do that with greed, that unleashes one of the hounds of hell,
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
right? Because what it's doing is it's chasing the
Mm-hmm.
greed that's in your heart
Mm-hmm.
while you trying to look for a quick fix for a
Mm.
problem that you just have to reframe your life and your perspective to fix. You're
Right.
supposed to always try to resolve the matter by your skill set with the means you have before exploring nefarious options.
Mm.
Everybody that try to get money to using conjure means, they
Mm-hmm.
always either get the money and it end up bad for them.
They lose
Yeah,
it.
hey, that's right. Hey, look, the first time she did it, it worked. Some whoever taught her how to do it, she did it. The first time she got $10,000. Off
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
she got $10,000, a little bit more than that. And she said, I figured something out, but she never did tell me what it was because whoever told her, they made her swore oath not to tell me what it was, to how to do it, right? And she went in there and got the $10,000, came out, and I was like, man, this is some high power shit. And then she kept trying to do it, and the next time they trapped her. They got her. I'm telling you. She came back. She didn't remember me. She didn't even know who she was, know who nobody was. I knew then, but then I was like, because these demons, they can articulate your algorithm. They can articulate your voice and everything. So it sounded like her voice. It sounded she knew a little, but not everything. See, the demon mind is fragments. It's fragmented because they usually do what they're doing in a rush. When they see you, they catch you, boom, they do it in a rush, so they don't have time to study you that long. See, because they study these beings, they study you, especially if you go in that mirror, they study you to find out what you're afraid of, so they can present it to you when you come in the mirror. So if you're afraid of spiders, when you come into the mirror, they'll present spiders, a whole bunch of spiders running around. That'll trigger fear. Boom! Now they trapped you in there. So you're afraid of heights. They'll take you on a high building and make you look like you fall down, so they can put the fear on you to trap you in there. But if you realize what's happening, that is all that you can in control, and it's if you realize you're in control, and that is what they call
That's what that movie Inception was about.
Yeah, Inception goes into it a little bit, but they don't tell you, they don't really break it down for you. Like I'm telling you, they go into it a little bit about the five. They break down a couple key points. Like on this side, 5 minutes is 5 minutes equivalent to an hour in the astral plane. They tell you that in the Inception. They tell you about projections, right? I broke all that down in my book. I broke all it down about inceptions in the book, about the projections, how you can project people in your dreams. You can alter your appearance. So you could show really, like you say you use 10% of your brain, but technically you're using about around 40% of your brain when you're asleep. Because you need 40% to get out. You need a certain percentage to get out of here, but the 40% caps you off at the fourth dimension. So when you go to sleep, you can alter your hair, your clothes. You can alter other people's appearance in your dreams. You can make them look like a snake. You can turn a person into a snake or object. So you might see a snake in the astral realm, but it might be representation of a person that you turned into a snake because your projection is giving you a vision of the things that's gonna using the photon belt. Because what we're doing is really we accessing the photon belt. It's a photon belt like a film around the sun that's projecting onto the planet like a screen at the movie theaters. I don't want to get too deep, man, but crack niggas head, twist caps. But I'm telling you, man, we in a movie. We in a damn movie. Rod already broke it down.
It's a holographic projection.
Exactly. Go ahead, Rod. Rod can tell you about.
It's a holographic projection using the science of epigenetics. You understand your relation to the projection and how to perceive it. The electric universe tells you that it's an electromagnetic frequency that's fueling the hologram. knowing how a hologram works, the only bodily orbits in the sky that matches that in sequence is the moon and the dark night satellite. So this is the game of the guys. This is what eternal beings do. Right? You living for eternity. What you gonna do for eternity? You know, you're gonna change worlds. You're gonna influence change in places where nobody thought change could be initiated based on your presence and your presence of mind and your status as a divine entity inhabiting the human body. Reverend Ike said it best. I'm God coming to you as me. And you, God, coming to me as you. So this is because this radio signal that we picking up from Prime Creator is the source of all of the consciousness. So to get the people to understand that your ego was created in order for you to have an identity to identify the energy. So now when we talk about people that don't physically exist, when we talk about them, we repel their energy when we talk about them in a certain way, and we attract their energy when we talk about them a certain way. So you're using your ancestral energies by calling ancient names of ancient ancestors to realign the frequency of your biology, which is your genetic structure, to match the frequency coming in from the moon that's telling the body to upgrade to a certain dimension so that the eternal beings can level up in this game called life in University Earth. I ain't lose y'all, did I?
Oh no, hey, well, I'm with you, bro. I'm listening right to you. I'm zooming.
Yeah, I'm here, Chief. I'm here.
Okay, so this book, Strangers Among Us by Ruth Montgomery, is about walk-ins. And you described the girl that got trapped in the mirror and her physical form was inhabited by a walk-in.
Mm-hmm.
There's rules to this shit.
That's right, Rod. Say it again. Say it loud.
Come on now.
Say it loud.
There's rules to this shit.
Yeah.
So a walk-in can't use your body unless you don't want to use it no more. Some people leave the physical body and refuse to come back. So they fall into a sudden coma. I don't know what happened. He was just sitting there and went into a coma.
That's right.
Now, if he got a soul contract, which is a book of life that's unfulfilled, he wrote the book of life. So he has to fulfill it. So now the body got to sit in the coma until he's find a spirit that's willing to go in and assume the karma of the balance of the book of life. And that absolves him from having to come back. But it also gives his entire memory bank to the new entity to restructure the life to fulfill the book of life that they came in to fulfill. They come in to fix it. There's rules to this shit.
That's right.
Stop letting them use fear to control what you decide to do with your life. Take your power back. The theme right now that we own by teaching these ceremonial events, Sage in the City and returning to Sweetwaters, is teaching the people how they've been using the reverse energies to generate fear and torment in us by keeping our heads under the water where we can't see straight. Right? So we have to be like that fish that learn how to use the offset vision as a targeting tool in order to spit the water and knock the bug off the branch. We had to learn to see underwater clearly, right? Because the water changes the way that the optic nerves process light. It's the side effect of being underwater. Once you understand the side effect, Your subconscious mind can then help you find a way to adjust your vision so that you can see from under the water, like that fish that shoot the water, spit the water and shoot the bug off the branch. You can align your vision. It's all of these X-Men powers that everybody wants. You already have them, but you have to train yourself to use them and access them, right? From telekinesis to clairvoyance to clairaudience to audiosentient, all these different extrasensory perceptions is part of what you are in your God form. But when you're in your mortal form, you more concentrated on the leisures and luxuries of life, and it make you complacent not to be willing to work for the very thing that you came here to get. And then they hijacked the system and deliberately taught us to go contrary to everything that we are in order to float their system. That's why they called us imbeciles in law. We didn't know what they did. So just like walk-ins got rules they got to go by, any spiritual attack, it got rules to that shit. You can accept with gratitude anything in your highest good, and anything ain't, send it back in multiples of 10. And the harder they attack you, the more they're attacking themselves. Just by having that in your aura. That's part of your mental will development of psychic self-defense. I accept everything for the greater good, and anything not in my highest good, I reject it and send it back tenfold. And there it is. That make other people get their mind right when they be thinking ill thoughts, because most people, the conjures they cast is the hatred in their heart when they thinking bad thoughts about people that ain't doing nothing to them. That's the most common kind of conjure that's being used.
Right.
Haterism.
And really self-hate, they hate themselves.
Yeah.
Hey.
Then they go out and they recruit hater help.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't enough that they hate you by themselves. They want to recruit motherfuckers to hate you with them.
A whole hater nation.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something, man. Like, so, all right, so I'm a wizard. It's like, I'm gonna do a tape on this, man, while I tell y'all some of the stuff that I be doing. I be doing setting up alchemical stuff every day, but my granddad showed me how to do it a long time ago. But I learned, I made a lot of mistakes as I started doing my alchemy. I made a lot of mistakes, and I learned from it, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna just tell you this story. So this we was living at this house, and then this demon chick popped up, and all of a sudden they wanted to put us out. They wanted to sell the house, and they wanted us out. But she was secretly, you know, attacking me. She was making me uncomfortable because I couldn't do my tapes. The people that was with us, they remember this. But so I say, all right, this chick want to attack me. I'm gonna set her up. So in the game, you gotta know it's dealing with the elements. It's earth spells, it's fire spells, it's water spells, it's air spells, like the elements, right? So the earth spells, you can take them back, because like what I did is I took her picture and printed it out and put it, dig it 6 feet underground, and then put a brick on top of it, then cover it back up with dirt. That's an earth spell. Or if you burn the picture, that's a fire spell. But fire spells, you can't take them back, because once you burn that picture, that's gone. That's it. If with an earth spell, I can go back out there and dig that. If to take the spell back, I could go out there and dig the brick up off her and take her picture out. I could take the spell back. But see, if you do fire spells and sometimes water spells, if you use the ocean, if you can't get that picture back, you out of business. Now this the rule to this. Like Roy Hayes said, there's rules to this, because Thuggee taught me all this. I'm telling you, Thuggee taught me how to be a high-powered alchemist. Now, when you do that spell, it's gonna come back to you too. It's gonna work. It's gonna be something that's gonna come to you too. And whatever you doing to that person, and if you ain't doing it out of with good intentions, it's gonna be happen to you too. So at the same time I put the brick on her, the brick was on me. When I was at the same time that I had the brick on her, and I was wondering, man, why is this still happening to me? And I figured it out that when I did, my intentions was to harm her because I was angry and I wanted revenge. And that's why they say revenge is mine, said the Lord. That really go deeper than what niggas know. When you try to do an alchemical spell on somebody and you got bad intentions, it's gonna happen to you at the simultaneously, especially if you like us, like Rod, all the rest of us, and you, Sister Phoenix. If you do something bad to somebody at the same time, it's gonna happen quick to you. Like if you steal somebody's phone, you see a phone, you pick it up and you keep it. Then 3 days later, you lose your phone, your keys, your damn.
Yeah, it'll happen to you because I know the spirits told me I don't have permission to do that. Like I've never done one spell or ritual against somebody because they told me like I don't have permission. It's against law for me.
Yes,
I can't do it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, but I think it was as Tahuti let me learn what was going on. And but my intentions was bad. When your intentions is not like when Baba caused Hurricane Katrina. His intentions is good, so they let it go through, and he got a pass where it didn't happen to him. But you know what I'm saying? But it could have been alchemical spells that he casted along the way. When you do that shit, you gotta know what you're doing. Like Raw Hayes said,
it can come back on you ×3. That's another thing. If you can get it on you, not only does it come back, but it come back stronger on you. Whatever it is, good or bad, you're gonna get it back, but you're gonna get it back ×3.
Yeah, and the birds, I'm gonna tell you to another thing too. If you want to read the high powered alchemists, like okay, now I did do people that was trying to attack me, and I was just defending myself. Like so self-defense, you can do self-defense.
Yep.
And it ain't no rules when you Tahuti say ain't no rules when somebody attacking you. So once a group of 3 witches got together and they tried to take me out. And the birds, Tahuti will tell you, you will learn this if you was the high power alchemists that hear me, they know what I'm talking about. The birds always tell you what's going on. They always say you a sign if some witches working against you on the land. They work against you on the land, the birds gonna come to you and tell you a sign. And most times it's the crows.
The crows,
the crows, right?
Crows are the hawks.
Well, it could be different types of. It depends on what type of spirit, like the cardinals. It depends on what's happening. But usually it's the crows. So one day I was riding down the street, and I'm in the school. Tahuti training me the whole time. So I'm riding down the street, and a crow while I'm down on the street, a bird flew and took a shit on my window. So what that means is that some witch is trying to throw dirt on me. You know what I'm saying? Put salt on my name.
Right.
So I sent out the reverse alchemy on it. You know what I'm saying? The block. And some of those reverse alchemies is in the Bible, whether people know it or not.
Oh yeah.
Some of those reverse alchemies. But I'm gonna leave it on that because Tahuti don't want me to say no more. I'm already saying too much.
So look, somebody said that you can ask for ancestral protection, you won't face any backlash. That's not true. If you up to no good, you're going to get a backlash from your ancestors if you ask them to protect you, because they're going to try to make you do what's right.
That's just the laws of reaping and sowing, though. That's just natural order. That's law of reaping and sowing.
Yeah, the ancestors can't protect you from your dirt. Ain't nobody getting out of here without paying for their own dirt.
Tell them again, Chief. And I've been trying to tell people even more so, anything in particular with Saturn moving into Pisces and Pluto moving into Aquarius starting March, not only is stuff really coming back, but it's a once every 29-year cycle for the Pisceanic energy, and this Pluto Aquarian is a once every 262 years. So what that is this is not a normal return. This is like a multiple lifetime. So anybody who, of course, believes, like for me, I'm in my 9th and 10th because I'm living kind of 2 life cycles at once. So however many life cycles or reincarnations that you've had, you're getting ready to get all of them back, which is why shadow work, and this is probably why Ra's really been preaching, weighing hard, Anubis been weighing hard, get light as a feather, clearing your karma energy. This shit finna be coming through. And if you look at Baba's book, and he talked about that 2030 and 7-year tribulation, this energy is really finna start hitting 2023. This energy is gonna go through 2026. It's gonna go for that 7-year tribulation through 2030. And then for some, it's going to go through 2046. Like I'm saying from an astrological standpoint, this isn't like fear talk or anything. But if you sow great things, like if you've been giving and loving and caring and feeding people or looking after the babies or whatever, you're going to get that back good. It's whatever you done put in your storehouse. So.
And the
Yeah.
ultimate goal, the ultimate accomplishment as a high power wizard.
Mm-hmm.
Very few people that do it. It's very few people that's got the balls to do it. It's the ultimate goal of divine love is to die for somebody that save them, enrich your life for them. That's what Big Mama do. Big Mama divine love will risk his very own life. Like say if your kid was in a road and the mother saw that kid about to get hit by a car, and that mother had to save that kid and risk her life, that mother out of divine love, fear would rule out. She wouldn't worried about the car. Divine love rules out all fear, so she would go straight to that kid and grab him, and she'll get an extra boost from the universe. Because I saw a lady, and I'm gonna try to find that video. It was a lady, a tree, a big ass tree. I might remember that, and it fell on her kid. And this tree was one of them big joints, you know what I'm saying? And this lady lifted that tree off that kid. And then when the fire department got there, it was like 6 or 7 dudes, and they couldn't even pick the tree up. They couldn't even pick the tree up. So it's that the divine love, it gives you that ultimate power from the universe when you move in divine energy like that and rule out the fear.
And to flip off that, like the Bible that say, what greater love is it that a man who would lay down his life for his friend or his family or whatever? That same scripture. And I know, like with my own life, I was under so much attack from before birth. I mean, they didn't want me to come in this lifetime. And I know my own mother this lifetime, she literally did that because the ancestors came to me, because I was trying to figure out why she transitioned so early and why she went through so many stripes in her body. And she came to me along with the ancestors that it was basically me and her, like she had to give herself up so I could stay and live, because me and her both couldn't stay here together. And she transitioned and left early at, a very young age in her early 40s, so that I could stay here because I had an assignment that I had to complete. And when she left, people don't understand the importance of the matriarchal bloodline, that when your parent or grandparent or whomever transitioned, they can transfer their gifts to you. So she left so she could, one, watch me in the ancestral realm. She transferred her gifts and she could cover and protect me to join the other matriarchal ancestors. So like that happens not only physically, can a parent save you, but sometimes they will, if they have to leave here, when sometimes you have a parent leave early, or sometimes if kids leave early, they sometimes are doing that as a sacrifice because you have a bigger call and assignment. So that shit is real. Because my mama left here to be able so I could stay. Because me and her both couldn't stay.
You remember Hancock with Will Smith?
That's what I was just going to say. Go ahead, Rob.
Right. So we passed the seats in the family like they passed batons in the relay race. And the unselfish elder moves out of the way to allow the good child to ascend to a righteous elder position in their stead. So they leaving it to the children, but they coming back in the future because they believe that by sacrificing now, when they come back in the future, this child being put in the family seat, I can come back with a different life and live a better life than I'm living in this one. It's all energy exchange, right? So it's like a video game. That's what we in. The Matrix is a video game, a holographic game of the gods. This game is called University Earth, where it was invaded by the bad kids, the problem children from another school district that thought they was gonna come take over. bullied all of the teachers, and now the students got to band together to fight the bad kids in the class,
Right.
right? So we all banding together, we kicking the bad kids out to school, and don't you bring your ass back no more. You're not
In
finna
this
come over
day.
here bullying us, right? So you got a school full of nerds just kicked out a school full of gangsters
Mm.
because they was
Mm.
upsetting their peace and their harmony.
Mm.
That's the game. So when you level up in the game, you level up off of a self-sacrifice being the highest form of sacrifice in the
Right.
game of the gods. You sacrifice yourself to put yourself at a higher position on the chessboard when you come back.
Wow.
Now the game over with, we got to reset the board so that the next 7 generations
Right.
can have a fresh start
Yep.
to play with. So we got to kill all these divide and conquer strategies and tactics that they use to make some humans feel more human than the other human, make some humans feel like other humans is animals. But at the end of the day, nature knows no color line. That's the symbols of the oppressor and the oppressed, using these different
Mm-hmm.
techniques to subjugate the people. When the people realize it's time to take their power back, the men got to protect the women while they formulate a matriarchal government to protect the babies for the next 7 generations. This government is already dead, done, gone, over with, past tense,
Mm-hmm.
and now we in continuity of government status, waiting on the people to get their head out their behind
Mm-hmm.
so we can start reorganizing the community and become involved in local politics, because that's the only one that really matters. That's the one you control. We trying to get the mothers to form a new city council
Mm-hmm.
and see the town big mama call the mayor.
Mm-hmm.
And once they do that, they activate the FEMA continuity of government protocol, according to the Indigenous Rights Act, to allow us to facilitate and aid us in exercising tribal government on tribal land. Everything already paid for.
Okay.
When we confiscated the banks, the people that they owed the national debt to, that made the national debt become a national debit, because that was all debt incurred under fraud and false pretense. Fraud voids all contracts. So all that money that
Right.
they billed us as the national debt, now they got to give it back in the form of a national debit. And that's what we're going to use to rebuild the infrastructure of the community. The money already there. It's prepaid for us to go into a gold age with healthier and happier children, free from the mind-twisting agents of the enemy. We know who they is. We see them black devils.
Mm-hmm. Right.
They
I
look
know
like
it's
us,
getting
but
late.
they
You probably
ain't
got to
us.
wind down. But I said one last quick. Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
know. I have just a quick question. I know it's getting late, but I know we was talking about the councils and being a mayor, and I know some people are used to waiting to election cycle. Can you explain to people how they can activate it like now?
Yeah, that's what I was just explaining. When you form a new city council, the city, under the democratic process, the city can change the government at any time it chooses to. All of the
Okay.
United States chartered governmental agencies called cities, townships, municipalities, and even counties. All of those
Right.
have to go back to the tribes because they were all um, secured by fraud.
Right.
So now we have to raise a new government up on the tribal land by organizing local politics, get an organic big mama, the city's mother, to sit at the mayor seat get the key to the city and the charter activates the FEMA government release, because that means you relieve the interim government of the interim capacity, and the jure government, the rightful government is in place. And that's how you access the money. The FEMA call tree is already in the mayor's office.
Okay, got you.
You just got to call the number that's continuity of government protocol to let them know that the charter been seized, and then you got to put it in public notice by a press conference that the tribe from this township seized the local charter of the interim government, relieved them of their de facto capacity to restore the organic people of the land back to their original governmental systems. Remember, Noble Drew Ali said that we was gonna leave these people in power until we learn how to run the government. Everybody think we got to run the government nationally. If we can control local politics, then we can control the land.
Okay.
National politics, all that is the ability to pool resources so everybody can have an equal stake in the wealth of the nation.
Okay.
Or the collective tribes. We call them unions. The great union would have been all of us, of the tribes of the land, over 500 and something tribes. So now, what we doing now is reminding people of the culture to change the frequency of the energy that we're dealing with to a more favorable energy that work for our betterment from that place of the divine love. Remember, with a mother protecting her child, Mother Nature gives her extra ability to defend.
That's right.
Now, when the male lion be going at the female lion cubs, they try to run his ass out the pack. They pack up and kill his ass if he don't act right.
Right.
It's already recorded. You can go look it up. You got a 350-pound female black bear with no cubs run into a 575-pound male black bear, and she not ready to mate, he gonna kill her. It ain't nothing she could do. He's stronger, bigger, powerful, but on the one-on-one, he's gonna kill her. That same bear, if she was a mother, gonna get his ass toe up from asshole to appetite. If she a mother. Because she gonna be 10 times more ferocious. She gonna be 10 times more relentless. Nature gonna give her all of the extra support. And this is how we telling y'all to use that same law of nature to restore. That's the great law. Go back to the great law.
Right.
We have to raise the matriarchs. And the matriarchs is gonna tell us what's in the best interest of the children, from a bunch of mothers sit down, say that, yeah, my son not gonna be going to war. We're not gonna be spilling blood and guts all over the planet no more. We done with that. When they all agree with it, they gotta go. If they don't nobody come from foreign places to attack us, we're not gonna be fighting each other. That don't make no sense. But the enemy had us fighting each other.
They can do it either willingly or unwillingly, but they gotta do it.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's all I got
It
to say
turned
about
inward, but it's coming.
that.
All right, Chief.
Take us on home, young elder.
Oh yeah, we about to get up out of here, man. And we the hottest in the game. We told y'all. Yeah, we want to thank the sister for coming out. You don't got a YouTube, do you, sister?
Phoenix.
I have a one that I just started with I Said Rise of Phoenix, but I'm mostly on Instagram, which is Rising Phoenix 78.
Yeah, I'm gonna like your Instagram up in there.
Yeah, because they've been asking about it in the comments. I keep intending to say something, but I keep forgetting when I start thinking about something else.
Yeah, we're gonna have it in the comments and
it's Yeah, it's RAISING Phoenix PHOENIX 78 on Instagram. Rising Phoenix 78.
Oh yeah, this was a high power class. Y'all just gave me another idea because I'm gonna have to do a class on out of that book that I wrote called The Scroll of Eyes. The stuff that y'all talked about is all in the Scroll of Eyes. Like at the beginning part, where you talked about the ladies walking through with the sage and all that was like a fire and the air spill at the same time. And then Rod talk about putting the honey in the water. That's a water spill.
Mm-hmm.
Water spills is the strongest spills are fire spills, earth spills. But like I say, a fire spill, you can't take it back. So when they go through that city and burn that fire with the air, they can't take that spill back. So they in the right.
But that's not,
being,
it's not a spell, it's a cleansing before you call forth for better energy.
Yeah, it's
not really a spell casting conjure. It's
Right.
more like a spiritual cleansing of an area, and offering the sacrifices, calling the spiritual energies that you rather see than what you already seeing in front of you. So it's like saying, what do I got to do to get out of this English class with this teacher and get this English class with this teacher? Right? They both English classes, but one teacher's horrible. So we want to get to with the good teacher with the fun class. So we got to go to the office, right? Then we got to ask the principal for a form called a transfer, right? Then we got to name the class that we in, and then we got to name the class we want to, and then we got to explain our reason for wanting to change classes. Then we give it to the principal. The principal look at it. If he agree with your reasoning, he say, okay, we're going to switch you over. He get a paper to the secretary who types it into the computer that you've been transferred from one class to the next. So when you get to the new class, you first couple days, you might have to write your name on the attendance sheet, but by the third day, he should get an attendance sheet that got your name on it. Now, that's called a process, a pattern, and a system to change classes.
Yeah, but we
following the same thing. We following the same thing, but instead of the paperwork, we talking it through the air, using the different medium of exchanging of information in order to perform the same function, a transferring from the sour ass class we in to get to the sweet ass class we want to be in.
Yeah, I'm with it.
I want to sit at the front of the class with Oshun, the teacher's pet. Because she's cute.
You the kid that brought the apple. And he the kid that brought the teacher's app, trying to teach her apple. And then he get up and they say he Trey, you know what I'm saying? Trey get up, said, my daddy said everybody from Africa. He said, no, I ain't from Africa. He said, yes, you is everybody from Africa. I ain't no African booty scratching, right? You know about the boys in the hood. Yeah, but we about to get up out of here, man. That's the timer right there. Tahuti let me know it's it. 12, 2 minutes before the time. 2 below, baby. We out of here. It's long.
All right, Elder.
Hey, peace. We thank you for coming on, sister. We're gonna probably do another one. We lit, we hot. We know you a high-powered alchemist. We're about to get up out of here. This was alchemy because you need 3 people. You need 3 people to set up the equation in this world. When you're doing alchemy in this world, you need the basic platform is 3 to 3. That's why it's height, width, and length, solid, liquid, gas, past, present, future.
Knock, knock, knock.
Yeah, 3 knocks, right? Yeah, Rod. Hey, that's how we went over their head, Rod. But that's how we get in. Yeah. So
knock 3 times on the ceiling if you want me.
Right? They know, knocking the door Chevy open, right? Hey, look, we out of here, man. Look, Islam, Peace, Hotel,
Shay,
Shug, Divine love
I
throughout the
yield.
boundless universe to all.